Hello, hello, hello. Ahí está, no sé por qué no cargaba la pantalla del juego. Sí, sí. ¿Cómo les va a todo el mundo? Bueno, vamos a continuar con el simulador de lectura. Lo digo con cariño, porque ya, de todas formas lo estoy disfrutando, o sea, tiene cosas divertidas. Em, o sea, igual hasta ahora es como que supongo que estoy muy en el inicio, no sé qué tan largo es el juego. Porque, ejemplo, la música... nada en el juego hasta ahora no he visto reflejado, digamos, el nivel de, entre comillas, profundidad que el propio juego, que el menú del juego, por ejemplo, refleja, ¿no? El tipo de experiencia que sería. En lo personal, aún no me ha llegado a tocar el cocoro, digamos. Eh, Tengo fe, pero... Pero bueno, aún así igual está interesante, está divertido en varias ocasiones. Eh, o sea, el juego no tiene por qué, digamos, decirme super mega textualmente cosas sobre su temática. Pero por ahí sí en cuanto al personaje, ya que bueno, como es todo este tema, digamos, de su identidad y que cuestiona tanto, bueno, se cuestiona su calidad como policía. Pasa que como yo mismo le estoy dando el personaje, también estoy haciendo que es muy lunático. Así que... Pero bueno, vamos nomás. Hay un asesinato que resolver. Ok, teníamos que ir primero a saludar a la mesa esta. Ta tara ta ta taran. Ta tarararara. No, esta era la puerta, ¿cierto?
The door is closed. There's still a dent in the vinyl where you punched it before.
Pásate por vos.
This little depression is all you could inflict on the door. Beauty has abandoned you in this ugliness, Honcho. And then some. You cannot even remember the name of Beauty. What Beauty was.
No me acuerdo lo que es la belleza. Ok.
White morning. It was morning all along. You should have seen it coming. It was right behind her eyes. The words still echo in the hallway.
Maldita puta.
There we go. Fucking whore. What a nice thing to say, Harry.
Who is it?
This is the police. Can we come in?
Come on up. The door is open. I'm drying my hair.
Ah, bueno, hello. Montón de ropa sucia de mujer. ¿Cuántos factores te parece que lleva aquí bastante? Esto está de pena, te recuerda tu propia habitación. Nah, esta está mucho mejor que tu habitación, discúlpame. Siete años solamente te la puerta de cristal una mujer. No, entonces que está arriba esta persona. Que es el baño. Abajo en el patio un cadáver cuelga del pino. Ah, qué
This
lindo.
medicine cabinet is full of wares. Sheets of pills, haphazardly stacked, one on top of the other.
Mira ese
It's been used quite a lot.
Qué buena
This
información.
toothbrush belongs to someone who doesn't give a damn about her teeth.
Ok, mira los míos.
Pharmaceuticals line the shelves. Sheet upon sheet of pill bottle next to pill bottle. Acetylic acid, APAP, eye drops, blood
Paracetamol, qué
thinners.
clásico. Menuda colección.
Anything of note?
Para entre los frascos.
Pill bottles rattle like bones as you search the cabinet.
Claro, la
paracetamol,
tipa esta con todo el trauma que ha tenido,
histoparidol,
obviamente que va a estar
something in a foreign language you can't read. Behind them,
medicándose.
an unusually shaped nasal spray.
Nacra.
Its label reads, Nacra.
¿Qué es nacra?
An opioid receptor antagonist. It's used for diamorphine overdoses.
Heroína, ok. Va, contra la sobredosis de heroína.
Among some foreign, probably Messinian or Gotwaldian, marked red blister packs you find. What do you find? This is going to take a little know-how.
¿Algo más por aquí, interesante por aquí? Obvio, cuando saca química me sale bien.
Nothing of note. The further you look, the more arcane it gets. You don't know what the rest of this stuff does.
83% y fallé. Ah. Fuck off. Mira si iba a fallar una tirada del 86%. Fucking bullshit.
The door is closed. There's still this little beauty as a white morning. The words, the door, this little beauty as a band white morning. The words, there we go.
Who is it?
This is the police.
Come on up.
This medicine, it's been, this toothbrush, pharmaceuticals,
Anything of note?
pill bottles wrapped
An opioid receptor.
among some foreign, probably Messinian, a bright orange bottle with peptide stamped on it. In sunny, happy letters. Jackpot, baby. That's the stuff you're looking for. Your palms begin to sweat just holding that little plastic container. And your chest swells with pride. Look, it's made right here in Revachol by San Baptiste, a proud Revacholian pharmaceutical company with great traditions.
¿Qué tiempo se te fresco naranja?
It's speed, man. Just what you were looking for.
Speed.
They call it dextroamphetamine and talk about psychological disorders. But what we're seeing here is some scientifically advanced trucker speed.
Cógelo secreto, ¿verdad?
You dropped it, smack dab in the middle of the floor. There it is, orange as the midsummer evening sun, or the lieutenant's bomber jacket. Wow, that's unbelievably orange. Anyone can see that. It's practically effervescent.
Hay que cogerlo por el secreto.
The lieutenant tries to keep his eyes on the door, but the peptide bottle sounds like a rattlesnake. It's basically a percussion instrument that you're stuffing into your... Who cares, man? Who cares what the stiff thinks? You got it. Here comes the afterburner. Just put it in your sweaty little hand now.
Más uno en motricidad, pero más uno, menos uno en moral.
Now that you've acquired some stimulants, it's time for a little pick-me-up. Time to detect.
Detectar, en serio, me convertí en superagente.
It'll make you into more than that. A mega cop. This is your modus
Un
operandi.
hiperagente.
This is how you've done it for years. Let's go.
Espera, ¿quién está aquí? Se llevaron un casco. Un chasco.
See? That's your problem. A lack of confidence. Speed can help you with that. And, Kim, it can help you with everything.
Esto me va a jugar la salud, ¿verdad?
It's not ideal, no. But you need the zeal. Let's face it, you're never going to finish this case without cheating.
No lo voy a hacer ahora.
This is so unprofessional of you. Think you can ignore this? Your moral compass telling you to sniff it? Guess again. You'll be back here soon. You'll get the chance to choose more wisely.
You've passed up your chance to start using speed for now, but don't worry. The option to use it becomes available again in 1 hour.
Okay, thank you. Okay, let's go up. Hemos llegado aquí, arriba. Luego el tabaco hasta la aventura en pleno aire. Un café frío y una casillejera que la forma un desliz. Uy, acá qué hay.
The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight.
Empujar.
It's barred from the inside. You hear the bar rattle in the brackets.
¿A dónde llegué?
I don't know. It is not the first closed door we found in this building. There is also your mysterious blue kitchen door.
¿Crees que es importante?
I
Capaz
don't
que
know.
lleva todo lo mismo.
The further we get, the more this building seems to be tied to the case.
Below, the hostel cafeteria creaks and groans under your added weight. A skeleton of composite support beams and cantilevers.
Voy a pegar la azotea con el pie.
A dull thump. Somewhere inside, a wind brace rattles from the imperceptible motion of the building.
The vigilantes, the cadaver, and a number of people connected to the case are in or around this building. This door is part of it. It's not unimportant.
¿Ves? La investigación principal y la puerta de abajo se están funcionando en una investigación en estéreo.
I hate it when that happens.
The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight.
Fallé. Ouch.
You kick it, gung-ho style. Entering the premises style. But the door fails to respect the force. All you hear is the bar rattling inside, laughing at you.
All right, let's trash the place.
Let's not.
Your foot is ready to explode and punish this object.
¡Coño, faltando el respeto a la fuerza, eh!
The door receives a thorough disciplining. Its pain and groveling is much to your liking.
Suck on that, door.
Amazing. Señora.
Welcome to the roof.
Below her silvery jumpsuit, an athletic young body, built long and lean.
I'm sorry for the mess down there. The cleaning lady hasn't come by in days. I'm beginning to wonder if she ever will.
Este sitio tiene buenas vistas.
Nice. I don't know about that, officer.
O sea, sí, ya sé que hay un cadáver ahí, pero fuera de eso, creo que hay buena vista en un techo.
Where a ripe corpse still hangs from the tree, spotted with green and purple. The woman doesn't flinch, but there is something in her light brown eyes. A sadness.
Has dicho algo de una escena de limpieza. No me vendría mal.
Oh, yes. Legends of room number 1 have made their way around the building. They say a portal to hell has opened in there.
Disco Inferno. ¿El infierno? ¿Sabes de lo que hablas? Hay vórtices de energía oscura, pero no comunican con el infierno sino con otro lugar. Un tercer lugar muy diferente a nuestro mundo.
A third place? Interesting. That's probably why the cleaning lady quit.
I'm Kim Kitsuragi. I'm a detective from Precinct 57. I believe you have already met my colleague from Precinct 41.
Have I ever? Have you grown accustomed to your role as a police officer?
La verdad es que tengo muy poca idea de lo que estoy haciendo. Es algo que nunca se llegó a olvidar. La verdad es que tengo muy poca idea de lo que estoy
You're
haciendo.
doing just fine. After all, your path has led you back to me.
Miss,
Es verdad.
we are investigating the murder of the man who was hanged. The people responsible have asked us to talk to you.
Huh. I see.
Ok.
Be careful. Ask something else first. When you go there, use words like, I hear you have been through something difficult.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Para qué conste?
Clasier Amondu.
Clasie. Mira, Clasie. ¿De dónde eres?
Vredefort, Republic of Oranje.
¿En serio República de Oranje? ¿Oranje? ¿Qué es Oranje?
A bad memory, officer.
Me acuerdo de
Of
que...
lilacs and lightning. Parks, glass. Duraluminum. Vredefort is a conference city. It's always autumn there. And night. At least it was for me.
So
What's
sad.
so bad about that?
Nothing. If you're no longer there.
The conference centers are filled with people who get angry at you if you do something wrong.
¿Hiciste algo malo?
Sooner or later, everyone does.
¿Edad?
I'm 28.
28. ¿Qué te dedicas? ¿Cuál es tu especialidad?
Something stupid.
Una estupidez.
Want to hear what's stupid? Somewhere in a one-room apartment on Boogie Street, a young man shows Patrol Officer Tilbrook his genital warts, asking if they're cancer. His partner, Emil Mullins, can't be there. He's in another apartment with another man who's showing him a dead dog under the radiator. It's dead, Mullins says. No, the man replies. I touched him. He's warm.
Estúpido.
He's warm, Mullins replies, because he's under the radiator.
¿Eres policía?
No, no. More stupid. Oranese lit.
Literatura arañese.
Oranese literature. It's what I studied at the university.
Ah, la literatura. ¿Sabes qué trata la
Fear
literatura?
of failure, fear of death, how it sucks to be Oranese. All national literatures are... Only the name of the nation changes.
Eso es cierto.
If that's true, then Revacholian Lit would fit you like a glove.
Literatura arañese. ¿Qué hace con ella?
Nothing. I do nothing with it.
Ok, vale.
It's not very cool, but what can you do?
¿Puedo ver tu pasaporte, por
I'm
favor?
afraid you can't, officer.
Why is that?
Because it's buried in a sealed plastic bag at an undisclosed location on the
okay.
coast, along with cash and airline tickets.
Ah, ok, por si tenés que
Thank you
escapar.
for your candor. Why?
They say so in your tourist brochure. Keep travel documents away from your person when west of the river.
Estoy casi seguro que tengo derecho a escribir tu pasaporte. ¿Cómo sé que no has dicho tu verdadero nombre?
If I were to lie to you, I would come up with a more mainstream name than Claudia Mondu. It's a weird name.
Ok, tengo compasión de esta
Okidoki.
mujer. Es suficiente para el registro.
The record. So official.
Bonita habitación la tuya.
Yeah. It's pretty deluxe.
Deluxe.
No one likes to talk about their dirty laundry and their empty bottles. Maybe if you phrase it emotionally.
¿Por qué trabajas aquí en el
I'm
Wiki?
wintering.
Hibernando.
How long have you been staying here?
About 4 months. I came in November.
¿Por qué aquí?
Here in the Whirling, here in Martinez, or here in Revachol?
En Martínez.
I heard this is where the washed-up disco has-beens go.
Oiga, aquí es donde vienen las viejas glorias del disco. Mira. Ironiza cuando quiere esto Villa Desmadre. El futuro de la música dance pasa por aquí. Ay, pondría esto, pero no tiene mucho sentido la conversación. Es demasiado joven como para considerarse una vieja gloria del disco.
I'm really not.
Siento decirlo, pero esto está que da lástima.
Yeah. I've contaminated it pretty bad.
¿Por eso estás aquí fuera?
The contamination spreads from room to room. First, I escaped upstairs. The sad got that too. Then I found the handle for the summer door.
¿Y qué naturaleza es exactamente esta contaminación?
For me, it's a mix of me with a lack of cleaning services. How about you? Talk around the establishment is, you have an industrial sad spill in there.
Sí.
Somewhere below, military-grade SAD is dripping off the walls. You should say the first thing. It's honest. It will lead to introspection.
Odio los objetos, formo parte de la brigada de operaciones anti-objetos.
That's pretty hardcore. I'm part of the anti-human task force myself.
Sheer terror, panic, and screaming.
Yeah, the contaminations. For me, it's a mix of me.
Ok, ya dije eso.
Somewhere below, military-grade SAD
Algo
is
anda
dripping
mal,
off
siento
the
que es en mi
walls.
cabeza en el pasado.
That's where it always comes from, isn't it? From the head and from the past.
Es una sensación blanca y toda ella tiznada de perdición, gaseosa, invisible, letal, está por todas partes.
Sounds like an advanced form of what I've got. With a bit of old love sprinkled on top.
Puede ser, sí.
Love is terror.
El amor es terror, sí.
Sheer terror, panic, and
Tienes una buena
screaming.
formacopa ahí abajo.
Thank you. I've put a lot of time and effort into it.
Technically, possession of narcotics is legal in Revachon, but you should still reprimand her. No, don't listen to the stiff. Be cool.
Es algo impresionante. ¿Cómo te apoyó un botín
With
así?
money, sir. It's not exactly the NT-star size caboodle I intend for it to be one day, but it's getting there.
El catálogo incluye Nacre, el antagonista de los opiáceos.
Comes in handy when you've done too many opioids.
Is that something that happens to you often, miss?
Better safe than sorry.
Entre otras muchas cosas, he visto que tienes Preptide.
Oh, yes. One of my favorites. It cures many ailments.
¿Cómo que?
Like not being able to stay up for 36 hours. Not
¿Qué?
being happy. It cures those ailments. It's just a merit speed molecule, basically.
Mola, me agencié un poco por uso personal, enseñarle Preptide. Sí.
Huh? Motherfucker took my Preptide? Looks like you owe me one, officer. I'm talking serious corruption here.
This does not amount to actual corruption. I can easily log it under confiscation.
Robbed by common highwaymen.
Me lo hago como un vulgar delincuente.
She's not angry, but it's true. She's gonna have to find some more Preptide now.
Se lo tomo bien, qué buena onda. ¿A dónde lleva esa puerta?
You tell me, officer. I've been trying to open it, in case the contamination gets to the roof and I have to move on. No luck.
Tengo que hacer otras preguntas.
Okay.
Viendo que tu habitación está cerca de la mía, tengo una pregunta personal.
Yes. You're just one room away. Very personal.
¿Estuviste por aquí el domingo por la noche? He de saber lo que hice antes de perder la memoria.
You do not need to know that. What you need is to ask normal police questions, like,
Get a grip, he thinks. At least do your personal stuff when I'm not here.
Ok. Nos han comentado que han pasado por algo complicado.
Something difficult? I've been through at least half a dozen difficult things. Which one do you mean?
¿Sufriste abusos sexuales? ¿Sufrí una violación? Olvídalo, que hablo de esta mierda. ¿Sufriste abuso sexual?
By sexually assaulted, you mean raped?
yes,
It's a bit early in the morning for raped, isn't it?
She sounds positively buoyant, vivacious, totally unbothered.
Tampoco está bien decir mediodía, porque son las 5:15. ¿Qué me quiere decir con eso? En realidad ya es mediodía. En realidad ya es mediodía.
Is it? It is afternoon. Time
Es la tarde,
flies,
sí.
man.
¿Y bien?
Yeah. I'm gonna go with not raped. I don't want to say that shit about him.
No quiere decir algo tan fuerte de él.
By him, she must mean the victim.
Tell them it's not my style. They'll have to, you know, if they want to jazz up the charges, they'll have to get someone more, rapeable.
Ok.
Are you saying that you were asked to tell us you were assaulted?
Not explicitly, but I understood what they meant. It wouldn't hurt to spice things up a bit. Some assault and battery. Sexual assault, maybe. It was clear the latter would be spicier.
Huh. Sé que es mentira, no la violó. ¿Tito te pidió que exagerara las cosas de cara a nuestro interrogatorio?
Pretty much.
Warming them. She must be very cold and exhausted of this life.
¿Qué ocurrió entre la víctima y tú?
We partied.
No lo pillo. ¿A qué te refieres con que estuviste de fiesta?
We drank, sir. A lot. For weeks, basically. We had that effect on each other. We made each other drink harder.
Vivían juntos.
That's why I
ok.
liked him.
What else?
Stimulants. Speed also has that effect, making you
Se
drink harder.
drogaban. Ok.
And then drinking harder makes you do more speed. It's quite the combination.
También relaciones sexuales.
We also had sex.
Whoa. After so much drinking and drugs, how did they manage it?
Eran amantes.
I guess you can say that, yes. A bit. Lovers is such an emotional word. But there was something there. We did enough drugs for there to be.
Ok.
How did you two meet?
Downstairs, at the bar. He was on some sort of assignment, a military man, as you probably know. Had a cool, scary scar.
She appears aloof, but that scar part, the scary, is stressed and drawn out. What's that about? With longing. She misses him.
When was this?
A month ago? Something like that.
Debe ser difícil para ti verlo ahí todo de continuo.
Oh, yes. I have multiple viewpoints. From the roof, out of the bathroom window, in my dreams.
A bitter cringe. It hurts. You look to the lieutenant.
You called us, the RCM.
Yes,
La llama denuncia, cabrón, creo que fuiste tú.
I made it. And I would appreciate it if you didn't tell everyone. In Martinez, they call it snitching.
Ok.
Reporting crimes is confidential in Rebachol, miss.
Antes, pero si hiciste un chivatazo, ¿por qué hacerlo?
Because I couldn't handle it anymore. None of these people called. He just kept hanging there. Then they started stripping him.
Tearing off his armor. Demeaning him. Throwing rocks at him.
La persona que llaman como Jesús.
I didn't exactly disguise it. I just muffled the mic and nicked the landline a little.
Me manipulaste como.
With nail clippers.
¿En
And I
serio?
diverted some radio fuzz into it.
Mira.
Which landline?
The one downstairs, officer. I used the whirling landline.
¿Por qué tomaste todas esas molestias?
I don't know, sir. It was stupid. I was drunk, too. I was probably afraid the union was listening in. Locals say they have ears in the wires.
Thank you for making the call, miss. It was the right thing to do.
I didn't want to, sir. And he's still hanging there.
We will move the body to the morgue today, miss. Don't worry.
¿Qué puedes contarnos sobre el nombre, ojo, edad?
I'm sorry, I can't do it. Not right now. Later, maybe. I keep seeing him. Like he is now. I can't talk about his... I don't know. Hair.
I know it's difficult, miss. We can return to it later.
She meant she sees him in her dreams.
Yo también lo he visto en un sueño.
You have? Not like I do, I imagine.
She sees them in each other's arms.
Y lo veo como si yo fuera él.
She fishes a cigarette out of her pack and lights it, then looks at you with her lungs full of smoke.
I can see the similarity, yes.
Funny.
Funny how?
Nothing. I also saw him. We had a long inspection and that sort of thing sticks with you. Let's move on.
¿Por qué le colgaron si no fue por violación?
He had something to do with the strike. One has been roiling since I got here. Rotten timing. But you probably know all about it.
And his role in this strike was what?
I think he was in a security detail. He was ex-military, worked for Wild Pines, and against the Union. We didn't discuss work much, if you know what I mean. But I understood it was dangerous.
Trabajaba en Wild Pines, okay.
And they lynched him for it?
She nods.
¿Cómo te conocieron los chicos de Hardy?
They're frequent guests. Downstairs, they have a booth for Union members. They're probably down there now.
¿Cómo conociste?
Over drinks. It's been a long, boring winter.
¿Tuviste de fiesta?
A little, yeah.
Like you partied with the deceased?
No, not as hard.
I'm sorry to have to ask this, but have you had a physical relationship with any of the Hardy Boys?
I have.
¿Con cuál?
Which ones, sir? I don't remember precisely. Titus, obviously. But as I said, it's been a long winter.
Could that have been part of the reason they hanged him?
¿Podrían ser los celos la razón de lo que lo hincharon?
I hope not. Actually, I know that's not the reason. I'm careful about that kind of thing. Not crossing the wires, you know? But that's probably where they got the rape idea.
¿A qué te refieres?
Men like that? I don't know. It's the way their imaginations work. I suspect it's what they'd like to do to me.
Ugh.
She changes balance from one foot to another, crossing her legs.
Pregunta pelotudeza, gracias por contarnos todo esto.
She breathes a silvery sigh of relief and weariness. The air on the roof feels humid.
Should we head by downstairs, officer? We may have things to discuss there.
Una cosa más antes de irnos, solo una.
She nods. Silvery cigarette fumes disappear into her mouth.
Míralo a los ojos.
She looks back. Time moves slowly. The triangles of her face rearranging into a weary smile. Don't worry. We will protect you from her beauty. We will consult you through the reefs and sounds of her persona.
Canto de sirena.
You are advised. There are muscles on long white bones that line her limbs, just below the silver jumpsuit.
¿Qué está pasando?
Nothing. Just time passing. Don't worry. You are not a fool. Anything out of the ordinary and you would be notified. Air moves in your windpipe. Your heart beats. You're a detective. Get back to detecting.
Estoy cayendo en su red.
She presses her elbows against her waist and slowly turns her head.
La pata la mira.
The strange moment ends. It was brief, no longer than 2.2 seconds.
Tomaremos esto más tarde.
Why not? I'll be here until 11 p.m., drinking coffee, most likely.
Ok. Señor Kim, ¿usted qué quiere decir?
Looks like we have more to discuss with those so-called Hardy Boys. Half their reasoning just went out the window.
¿Tú crees que eso les hará cooperar?
Nothing will make them respect the RCM, but it will disrupt the game they prepared for us. We just stripped off one layer of whatever it is. Her decision to not corroborate their story was definitely not part of the plan.
¿Por qué nos habría dicho esto?
What else could she have done? Lie? She saw there was no way to lie and get away with it.
Espero que tuviese que mentir, yo no la habría pillado.
If not you, then me. It was a smart move from her.
Qué gato encerrado.
You think so? She seems forthcoming. Unusually so. Being forthcoming about some things is a good way to obscure other things. The best liars are always forthcoming. Anyway, we should move. I suspect our investigation will bring us back here soon enough.
O sea, eso es cierto. Ok, esto me sigue hablando con esta tipa igual. Volveremos. Vamos a ver con los pelotudos estos que se hacen los piola. Hicieron los graciosos, me mandaron al carajo. Me mintieron como los mejores.
The clowns are still hanging around. What is it now?
Escúcheme, señor, usted me ha mentido. ¿Qué se dijo que no lo han violado?
Fuck! I knew that fucking whore couldn't be trusted.
A whore, huh? A lot of that going around lately. From the mouths of distressed men. Whatever the case, you've hit a nerve. He's angry. No, more than that. He feels betrayed.
For the record, Titus Hardy did not explicitly specify the victim as a whore, nor did he say anything about trusting her.
Oh, shut up and stay out of this, Liz. He raped her. He was out of his fucking mind. You have no idea.
She's just in denial, asshole. You don't understand the traumatic experience. She's shutting down, and she doesn't fucking trust you.
Yeah, she's crazy, you know.
¿A quién le
A
creo?
crazy bitch. You know the type. She's fucked up.
¿Como una cabra? ¿De qué hablas? La historia muy lúcida.
She wasn't raped. The witnesses' statements were very clear.
Lawman, I'm at the end of my goddamn rope with you. I fucking told you not to push her.
His hands become fists.
And you went and pushed her. I am gonna fucking...
No le hice nada yo.
Done.
Titus Hardy!
Success. Titus backs off. Fists down, everybody. Goddamn, no one tells you to put your fists down.
Everett personally sent me to take care of this. If this goes south, we'll all be in the shit. But you, Titus Hardy, are going to be buried. Am I understood?
Y dice que lo va a enterrar. ¿Qué clase de sitio este vas a llevar la peor parte?
Someone has to rush in to break the tension. The second in command.
Look, Copper. We know that that fuck was a rapist and a killer. We got him confessing to it on tape. Show it to him, T. What's the harm, right?
Here, jerkwad, listen to this shit. And then come back and tell me the soldier of the apocalypse was an innocent man.
Another apocalyptic actor in town?
¿Dónde lo habéis sacado?
You think we go into this shit deaf and dumb? You RCM aren't the only ones who know how to bug people. There's no university degree for that.
¿Y cómo lo has espiado?
We have machines. We're in logistics. How do you think a harbor works? It's advanced stuff.
Understood? You've listened in on their communications. How long?
Since way before their chief started taking swing lessons.
Things got nice and quiet after that.
¿Y quién hace este trabajo de radio?
It's not advanced. You just hold up in a coop all day, writing down what they say. It gets hot as hell in there.
Don't put yourself down, Angus. It's important work.
Yeah, man. You're like a radio genius or something. Those notes are some in-depth stuff. Indexes and shit.
¿Qué es la cinta?
What's on it? We call it the door gun a mega mix. You'll know why. Won't you listen?
¿Cómo la
I'm sure we can find a tape player.
Where can I listen to this? Why don't you try shoving it up your ass, genius?
Yeah, play it with your ass, cocksucker.
I'm sure we can find a tape player. It's not a problem.
No se bastará para tomar la investigación.
Don't forget your tape, lawman. Compliments of Titus Hardy.
De acuerdo, la escucharé.
You do that. Oh, and keep it. Maybe you'll need a reminder of human ugliness someday.
Para esto estudio Derecho, dice la negra. Digo con cariño. Elizabeth. Señora, usted me ha mentido. Aparentemente. ¿Quién me dice la verdad? ¿Y quién me miente?
Officer, what brings you up here in the rain? Not my favorite topic, but okay.
¿Segura que no te violó?
I'm 89% sure.
¿Quiere decir que estás un 11% insegura?
You know how it is.
Do you?
Entonces, ¿cómo va?
Maybe you don't know. In conclusion, officer, I'm gonna go with a mild to medium, not raped here.
El abuso sexual es un asunto serio, por lo que necesitaré una declaración seria por tu parte.
Serious.
You hear cracking in her shoulders.
Let me make this 100% clear then, officer. I was not sexually assaulted. Would I be this flippant if I had been? How about we, change the subject to something more lighthearted now?
Los chicos de Harry me dio una grabación. Dicen que demuestra que la intención del difunto era cometer una violación.
It sounds like the boys would have preferred my saying it did happen. I didn't want to get caught up in this.
She is not at all worried the tape will contradict her statement.
What does that recording say?
We are in the process of listening to it, but haven't yet.
She nods, exhaling a dense cloud of cigarette smoke.
Yeah? I'm wondering.
How long?
About 4 months. Here in the whirling, here I always wanted to see the only city in the world in the worst time of the year. It's a tourist thing.
Okay.
All right.
Yes?
No puedo hablar del momento. Voy a tener
What do you want to know? Good.
Ish. ¿Dónde consigo una cosa? Esa lista, para poder escuchar. A ver, interactuar.
You stare at the great door gunner megamix. If only you had a boombox, you would. The tape feels ominous. Upon it, the dead speak. Respect the tape.
Let's get out of here. Vamos a hablar con el pelotudo. A ver, este menso capaz que es.
Hello, compatriot. You have something to discuss?
¿Es tuyo?
Oh man, that's great. Look at that guy go. I haven't seen anything that funny in a while. God damn. Thanks for that, but no, it's not mine.
Tú eres camionero, ¿verdad? ¿Qué opinas de las drogas?
Drugs? They are shit, man. I don't let anything pollute my body.
Fuma de paso.
You know where that shit comes from? Sarah Miriza, Safre, Ilmara. They take the money from our local junkies here and then use it to outcompete us in the manufacturing sector. They know they can't beat us in a fair fight, so they have to get us to weaken ourselves somehow. It's racial sabotage, racial economic sabotage.
There's your in. Take his side in this particular fight.
Un momento, en Ilmara también laboran algunos, el colmo, al menos eso tengo entendido.
Oh, I don't go for that foreign piss. Proper booze is made in Mundi. Or sometimes, I like a dram of that Yugograd vodka. Koikos and worse much, but they do no booze.
¿Usted puede decir que no trafica con drogas? Mira, estoy de acuerdo, no es responsable mantener este veneno fuera de la calle de Rebayo, ¿verdad?
Look, I'm gonna be straight with you since you're my kin. I don't know shit, and if I did, I wouldn't tell you. You're a cop. I'm not an idiot.
Entonces, ¿por qué sigues aquí? La mayoría de los camiones no se anidan.
What do you think? I can't leave the lorry unguarded. Stuff's been getting looted lately. It's those little kips sneaking around at night. If they touch my stuff, the bosses will be on my ass like ass cancer.
What the fuck?
There was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of a big lorry nearby.
De camino hacia aquí vi una camión con las puertas de la ruca abiertas. ¿Sí dijeron qué pasó ahí?
Yeah, I knew that guy. He was an honest driver who loved his country. We were having a good debate about genetics at the Wheeling in Rags when some kip boys smashed his lock and took damn near everything. Lost his fucking job over it. Since he left, I haven't had anyone to talk to.
Pero para él, supongo.
It's a fucking travesty, is what it is.
Si no estás metido en el ajo, ¿quién está en el pico con drogas atrás de la terminal B?
Isn't it obvious? Fucking Sealang, that beady-eyed South Samaran. His little side business is a scam. I wouldn't be surprised if he was peddling drugs as well. He's a Samaran guy who likes to pretend he's some kind of businessman.
Ah, el boludo que me quiso vender.
Really, he's just selling his employer's stuff. Stuff he stole after he broke the seals on his Humanox lorry. Just follow the smell. It smells like apricot and oil when you're nearby.
Yes, yes. Where is he?
Looks like I offended your partner there. Too bad. Sealang's usually a little bit south of here, near the canal. You can't miss him. Just watch yourselves.
Ese
These
que vende,
tribe
sí.
are natural liars. It's in their blood. He's your man, all right? 100%.
I wouldn't be so sure about it. Not until we've heard what Sealang himself has to say.
Habrá que visitarlo.
Eso.
Nos vemos.
Stuck in the rain in a traffic jam. Man.
Ah, Tommy.
What's on your mind?
Pareces saber un par de cosillas sobre drogas.
Ah, man. Me and narcotics go way back. Had some good times surfing the psychic waves of my own consciousness, you know? But those days are behind me. There are other addictions in my life now. Why the inquiry, my man?
Just be straight with him.
Pues se pone ciego. Te seré sincero, intento descubrir quién está pasando drogas desde la terminal B.
We have a credible lead, sir. Someone on this roundabout is waiting for a bulk shipment from the harbor to load it on their lorry and drive it to Jamrock.
Not me, man. No way. I don't need any trouble. Shit's bad enough anyway. This jam's got folks up in arms, and I'm afraid it's headed toward a conflagration.
Conflagración. ¿Quién crees que podría estar detrás del tráfico de drogas?
Look, man, I try to stay away from the criminal underbelly of Revachol. I'm a guest here. You really need to find another man to probe with those questions.
It's not a lie. It's something else. Impossible to say what at this point, but there's something in him. Some trepidation.
Inquietud.
Ah, man, but...
Just be straight with him.
Piensa esas otras adicciones con el narcotráfico.
We have a credible...
Not me, man. No way.
¿Por qué siendo alguno?
Gotta guard the stuff. Bosses don't look kindly on missing cargo. And it gives me time to work. Look, man.
It's not a lie. It's something else. Impossible to say.
Es un poeta, impresiona con tu mejor verso.
But there's something. Your best verse. You don't even have a bad verse in here. Just tumbleweed and liquor stains. Wait, no. What are you doing?
Ella me quebró, me destrozó, joder.
That's brutal, man. But you know, time will...
No, stop. He's already mortified.
No, Tommy, estas son mis rimas. Escucha. Ella me jodió hasta que me sangró.
That's,
In the name of God, what are you doing?
Nunca volveré a ser el mismo. Ella siempre está ahí. A la mierda el caso. A la mierda todo. Perdición total.
Yeah. Yeah. I get it. These are your rhymes. They're from your life. Doesn't matter if they're robust, they're honest. So, thanks, man.
Yes. And I also thank you for stopping. We have a drug investigation to return to. How about we do that?
Eso estuvo por un momento, Dios. Ahora el pelotudo de entonces. Este menso.
You see two low...
I can see you with taste for luxury, officer.
A pair of Faun Ultras. The design is impossibly sleek and simple.
Those sneakers, mister. Those sneakers are the latest found sneakers.
These ones...
No, don't look at the speakers, officer. Look at the sneakers. The sneakers are the stars here.
Pero si ya miro los zapatillas.
Then look at them again. These are the premium lifestyle sneakers, officer.
Y si quisiera
The
comprar
best
los
on the
botines de
market.
los altavoces.
No way, officer. These
Está
aren't for
venta.
sale. They're bad speakers. Low-fi socialist junk.
Precisamente por eso los quiero. Creo que yo mismo podría ser un texto socialista de baja fidelidad.
No, officer. You're a high-class policeman who accepts nothing less than the best. Lucky for you. I've got the best on sale.
No sabes lo que soy porque ni yo mismo lo sé. Quiero su altavoz.
Well, if you want them, but see, they are the pedestal for my sneakers. If I let go of the speakers, where will the sneakers go?
Ahí tiene
I
la
can't
droga,
leave
entonces.
premium lifestyle sneakers on the ground. If, on the other hand, you wanted to buy the sneakers too, I could maybe throw in the speakers for little extra. 50 cents?
You see a Samaran street vendor surrounded by a motley assemblage of goods. When he realizes you're looking at him, his face breaks into a wide, welcoming grin. The name Sileng is embroidered over his breast pocket.
Happy shopping, officer. Everything's cool here. Everything's cool. The goods are cool. The customers are cool. The place is cool. And one more thing, officer.
From out on the bay, a cool wind gathers. It sweeps into the city, tugging at the textiles hanging
El tipo más
around the
sospechoso puede
stand.
ser.
Some distance away, the sound of a tin can clattering across the street can be heard.
You're very cool. Bang, 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 bang.
¿Crees que soy guay de verdad?
Oh, yes. You got style. You got personal style. You know what you like. You like premium menswear. Look around and browse.
Gusta ropa
Everything
por hombres
looks cool
premium,
on a
en
guy
serio.
like you.
Pues
Take your
sí.
time.
Don't be distracted by the flattery and funny man act. Questions.
Pero se ve para que te dé algo de dinero.
No need to dress
Oh.
this one up. Just tell him what you want.
Tu dinero, ahora.
Oh, okay. But why, officer?
No lo sé, es lo único que se me pasó por cabeza. Necesito conseguir dinero de alguna forma.
Ah, yes. Money is very important.
Are you trying to ask for a bribe? If so, you're not doing a very good job.
Kim, déjame.
Sorry, detective.
¿De dónde eres, Silen?
Me? It's a boring story, officer. Who cares about the past? I'm all business now. All Revachol.
Pero no eres autóctono, ¿no?
Very sharp, officer. I'm Serais, from the Sigai province of the Serais Empire. The apricot suzerainty, you know?
Los albaricoques están deliciosos.
The apricot suzerainty is what the Seaguy archipelago is commonly known as in Revachol. It's a bit of a fraught term.
Okay.
No, apricots come from Sigai. My grandma used to grow them. But Sigai is a shithole. That's why I came to Revachol. Here's much better for an independent entrepreneur. Less loan. Speaking of, why not support an independent local entrepreneur? I send half my profits back to my grandma in Sigai.
Well, if it's for his grandma, you should buy a lot of things.
Bien, Silen, ¿cuál es tu postura en cuanto a las drogas?
Drugs? I don't go in for that, officer. Drugs ruin lives. Unless you're into drugs, of course. In which case, drugs are excellent. Mwah! Tasty, tasty drugs.
Yo estoy a tope con las drogas.
That's very cool. A lot of the coolest detectives do drugs. Sadly, I don't have any drugs on sale. Or at my home, or on my person.
Bueno, bien hecho especificando. Buscamos a un camionero que transportaba drogas desde el puerto. Él o ella está en este caso.
That's even cooler. You investigating that and all. But, I am not a lorry driver. I'm just a street vendor. I don't know anything about that.
Sí que eres camionero. Otro conductor os ha identificado a ti en tu camión.
Who said that? It's the fat racist, right? I bet it's him. He has an agenda against me because I'm an immigrant who works harder than he does. He's a hater.
So you admit you're a lorry driver?
No, I just said I work harder and he's an asshole.
Realizing he can't get out of it. Smart man.
Okay, maybe I'm a lorry driver too. A little. But that's not the most important thing about me. That's my day job. This is my dream.
¿Te avergonzaba contármelo?
No, I just forgot. It's such a small part of my life. It's in the rear view mirror now. I'm climbing out of that hole. With ingenuity.
Deja de descubrir el bulto. ¿Qué sabes de la operación de drogas del puerto? Si mis fuentes revelan que tú eres el que transporta drogas para el sindicato.
No! That's insane! It's the fat hater. He's been eyeing me for a week and he sent you here. Maybe he's the one, huh? Have you thought about that?
Deja de descubrir el bulto. ¿Qué sabes de la operación de drogas del puerto?
Nothing. I told you. I'm not a dumb guy. I don't get involved with that crowd.
And what crowd is that?
Crowd, you know, the drug crowd.
Identificalos, dale. Vos, yo sé que puedes identificarlos.
There's more here. He's afraid of this crowd, whoever they are, more than he is of the racist lorry man.
De acuerdo, si no lo sabes, entonces le diré a tu compañía que estás viendo sus cosas.
No use. He's not telling us. He's too afraid. We need to take him to my station and ask him there, after we've called his boss.
Okay, look. There's bad people doing bad things here. That's all I know.
Funcionó.
Please don't get me into this mess. I spent 15 years working my way up.
15 años. Si quieres verte envuelto en ese jaleo, tienes que darnos una razón para irnos por donde hemos venido. Somos colegas, si le engañas la mano, nadie sabrá que fuiste tú.
It's a she, okay? The other drivers call her the lady driver. You're better off staying away from her.
Entonces?
The way they talk about her, she's no lady.
Interesting. Could this driver be connected to the Hardy Boys?
La ama de volante es la licenciada de detrás. Pensé lo mismo que yo.
I don't know. Maybe. If she is, I haven't gone near her. I don't get involved. I told you.
It could be. She was strange.
¿Quiénes son los otros conductores?
All of them. I don't know. I told you all I know. Are we cool now? I really want us to be cool now.
Who exactly is talking about this lady driver of yours? The racist or the other one with the tattoos?
All of them! Even the ones who've left! I don't hang out with them. I don't remember who has tattoos.
Venga, va, devuélvelo.
All right! I scored! Let's cap this off with a purchase. You can walk away from here with funky sunglasses, detectives. Both of you. You deserve it.
Echar un vistazo, gracias.
Jamais vu. Derealization.
¿Qué tal con el jamais vu?
Jamais vu. The opposite of déjà vu. Not already seen, but never seen. Everything that should be familiar appears strange and new, like some half-forgotten day in your childhood. Only now. That's the feeling you've been having. And for who knows how long. You should go and ask Joyce Messier about this. What world are we in? This is a fundamental question.
A ver, señora, la señora rara. Del otro lado está, creo. Usted, gordo, la tiene, no sabe.
Hello, compatriot. You have something to
Vale, ya
discuss?
darme larga, desembucha. ¿Dónde está la dama del volante?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Antes de nada, ¿sabías que no había sido Sire?
He did something. He stole his employer's goods and another honest lorryman's job. You know, I don't think you're as down with our fight as you'd like me to believe, brother. Why is the saffron man still there? Talk to him. I don't know anything.
¿Por qué sonreís?
Listen up, fuckwits. You don't scare me. You cops don't run Evashel West. You don't run Martinez. You don't run anything.
¿Entonces quién? ¿La dama del volante?
No. He means la puta madre.
The name resounds like a bell in the air. A dark gong. You get a bad feeling about it. Looks like the lieutenant has a plan. Let him do this.
Yeah, him.
Then I presume you are familiar with his peonies.
Yeah, they're his little bitches. He's got them all over the unions.
Not just the unions. He has peonies everywhere. Some say he even has them in the RCM. Dirty fucking peonies who'd do anything for him. Multi-ethnic drug addicts.
You're not peonies. You wouldn't be investigating a drug thing if you were.
No, of course not. We are not peonies. But if we were, and one of Madre's drivers were to be stealing from him, then it's a good peony's job to find out who that is. It's not a hard job. It won't take a long time. It won't make Padre Madre angry. But a stupid fucking racist is standing in the way, protecting this fucking thief.
I'm not scared of you or the mob. I'm under the protection of the Lorryman and Carters Guild.
¿Qué tal, Nick? ¿Cómo estás, querido? Me agarraste muy cómodo posicionado.
You've seen that corpse in the ceramic armor there. Did his shitty little guild protect him?
Nah, you wouldn't just leave him out there if you...
¿Tuviste una pesadilla? ¿De qué, querido? ¿Sí qué querés decir?
The lieutenant turns and gives you a barely perceptible nod. I softened him up as best I could. Now it's on you to finish the job.
Alianza Occidental, farol de aquí. Te vivo pegando en la cabina. Hacerlo cantar.
Men like this only respect two things. Strength and fear. Time to turn up the volume.
Quiero saberlo ahora, en este puto instante. El camión de la dama del volante, ¿dónde está?
Fuck you, I told you. I'm not gonna...
There. His voice grows smaller as yours
Ya me he cansado de choradas. Te voy a putear bien fuerte lo que me quede de vida, ¿me oyes? He visto tu puto camión, sé dónde está y te lo voy a quemar, ¿te enteras? ¿Cómo te llamas, carapolla? Voy a transmitir por la red policial que este imbécil ha mandado a madre a tomar por culo. A ver qué dice Nick. Yo estaba en mi habitación y desde abajo de mi cama una entidad invisible trató de llevarse a mi hermanito del... ¿Qué? A mi hermanito de las patas. ¡Ay, Dios! Qué... Qué lindo. Una entidad invisible. O sea, era como que estabas viendo a tu hermano siendo arrastrado. Oh. Eso fue hoy. Te lo voy a quemar.
Look, fuck you, man. It's some lorry down there. Green, banged up thing. I don't fucking know who she is.
When did she go away?
I don't know. I don't even know her name. She just rolls with the fleet and acts like a big shot. Some dyke, probably. I haven't even seen her for days.
Now it's not a big deal for him anymore.
Ajá.
This is how he saves face.
¿Dónde está tu camión exactamente?
Past the monument. Down there. The Green Temple. Now, leave me the fuck alone, okay?
A small temple by the monument. Green. Let's get into that lorry.
Looks like he got his adrenaline up, too.
Let's go. Ah, este menso, a ver. Algo tenía que ver con este menso, me parece.
Right to work!
No, yo ya me iba. Sí. La vieja esta de mierda.
The woman still has her eyes fixed on the photograph in her hands. In the background, the radio plays.
Chequea los dedos frente a su cara.
If you want her attention, you may need to be more forceful.
Chequea los dedos 2 veces.
Where am I? Who are you?
Ah, mira.
The smile on her face has disappeared, replaced by the weary aspect of a cornered beast.
Está bien, señora, le he dado un largo. Esperaba que usted me pudiera responder esa pregunta. Está bien, señora, le he dado un algo.
Never mind. I remember now. I'm still stuck in that traffic jam in the 50s.
¿Cuándo iba a ser si no? ¿Qué tiene más los 50? ¿Dónde iba a ser si no? ¿Cuándo iba a ser si
Back
no?
in Mecca, during the time of the revolution. The sidewalks and cafes are filled with the young people. I was on my way to see a new Boyadero picture starring Gabriel
Estabas
Buen
viajando en el tiempo en tu mente.
until
querías.
you came along, that is.
Entonces supongo que estuvo en México cuando era joven.
Someone was.
Ah, ¿quién es Gabriel Benguer?
This is Gabriel Buenguerro.
A strikingly handsome man looks straight at you.
Gardel.
His
Vamos a
head
decir que es
crowned
Gardel.
with a wide brim hat. His hair is dark as an oil slick, and his jaw the most perfectly chiseled thing you've ever seen. This man's got a hold over her, even 50 years later.
He was the biggest star of his day. Girls used to faint in the aisles of cinema whenever he came on the screen.
Más que Gardel
And schoolboys used to
Brandy.
memorize all his lines.
¿Cómo que alguien? ¿No son sus recuerdos?
They are someone's memories, boy. What difference does it make if it's me or not? They're beautiful. That is all that matters. Beautiful and true. And they will win. They're coming for this, you know? All of this.
She seems to derive some bitter pleasure from this strange thought, as if the past will one day wipe the present away.
Tengo 3 preguntas.
Like
¿Cuántos
a-
policías?
Why not, Harife? It's not like I have anything better to do in this hellhole.
There's something off about this woman. Tell her to show you the soles of her boots. Maybe she was at the hanging somehow.
No creo que haya estado en el linchamiento esta vieja de mierda. ¿Qué transporta?
Diamonds.
¿En serio?
Of course not. But wouldn't it be marvelous if I was?
Bueno, pero en serio, ¿qué transporta?
Whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine.
Sí que no tiene idea de lo que transporta en su propio camión, ¿no?
I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago. Besides, I don't drive the lorry for the cargo, if you know what I mean.
Maneja por el gusto.
She says that as if something narcotic is the real reason.
¿Se coloca el conductor del camión? ¿No se podrá pensar que podría ser contrabando?
Then it's contraband, Lowman. What? Do you want to take an old woman in? Be my guest. Lock me away like Bad Hand Hermenegildo.
¿Qué? No pillo todo el rollo de este boidero. Parece ser un poco ida.
She's just a distracted old woman. We should maybe let her get back to her things.
You hear that, Lowman? I don't think your partner likes you spending too much time with me.
Espere, eso porque tenía...
Nothing. I just don't think she's connected to anything.
He's worried, but not for her. For you. What is it about this woman? If she's not connected to anything?
Vale, cambio de...
A hell dream is what it is.
Muéstrame solo sus botas.
Now what do you want with an old woman's boots, Sheriff?
Écheme una mano, por favor, es importante.
Please? I think you should let me get back to Gabriel Buenguerro. You are not Gabriel. Gabriel doesn't say please.
Okay.
She's wearing sturdy worker's boots, made of black leather. Buckles run across. The sole is also made of leather.
La otra, por
Just
favor.
before Gabriel, it was the coronation of Franco Negro. Now, there was a real man.
No se aprecia con el patrón de la suela, baja el...
Moreover, the boots were size 37. Tiny. There are too many discrepancies in all this.
Espera, ¿qué se refiere con que fue la coronación de Franco Negro?
It was. And then it was no more. And I was no longer holding my father's hand. He was no longer descending the stairs in Ryle, the crowd.
Es que está drogada.
Perhaps it was another Sheriff who came and woke me up, looking at my boots, asking questions. Or perhaps it was one of the others in this carnival. I don't remember.
As she says carnival, she gestures to the empty square with the statue and the machine.
Dirigida aquí, no es la sola rara. Sus botas no coinciden con las
I
huellas.
could have told you that from just looking at them. The size is 37.
The feet of a little girl, they fit well on the pedals.
Tiene pinta de ser un par de cosas de drogas.
What do I need drugs for, Lowman? What I see, what I feel, the great adversary, no drugs can compare.
¿El adversario?
Yes.
¿De qué está hablando?
There is a protagonista and an adversario. I am on the side of the adversary. There's no coming back from
¿De qué
that.
está hablando, señora?
I don't like the sound of any of that. Sounds like a horrible drug. The worst one of them all.
No es lo que quería decir exactamente. ¿A dónde tendría que ir para ver una princesa?
Then what were you getting at?
This line of questioning is going nowhere. Try harder.
Me gustaría saber si le interesaría pasar un puñado de droga. ¿Qué transporta exactamente?
You're man, Lowman. What of it?
Vale, se diría en otras palabras. ¿Trafica con drogas o zona terminal B?
Maybe. Probably not. Makes no difference to me either way.
Antes dijo que no sé qué transportaba. ¿Puede que sean drogas?
Just this month, I made half a dozen trips from Saramiris to Grad, on the U41A. What do you think they take from Saramiris to Grad, Lowman?
Drogas?
No, Lowman. Diamonds.
Damn this. Make her answer.
¿Está cachondeando de mí? Sea mejor que empiece a colaborar.
I would never make fun of a real Lowman, Sheriff.
Esta se hace la
Then,
buena.
you're not responsible for what the client puts in your lorry, as long as the seals are not opened. We officers know that.
Lay off her.
Imagínate que alguien de la zona trafica con drogas. ¿Quién sería su principal sospechoso?
Easy. Is the skinny man who thinks he's a poet. Never trust a poet. Also, he's the only one I can see from here.
That's correct. There is no visibility of any of the others.
Bueno, si no tiene nada que ver con el tráfico de drogas, casi aquí para...
Where do you want me to go? This isn't so bad. I can listen to music, or the seagulls.
Se echan la culpa
Look at
entre
all
ellos.
the colors and the futures of this world. It's a good palate cleanser, this jamboree. Or I can just relax and let my mind carry me back where it will, to the Great Plains.
I think we're done here, no?
Yes, go. Enough jamboree. I need to get back to Mesquite.
That went well.
Hola, wandering man. How can I help you?
Como dejas a que visite, resulta que tiene una colección increíble de tazas coloniales.
Yeah, the janitor who gave me the key to his apartment said the guy's a bit of an asshole.
Sí, su colección de tazas representaba valores sociales anticuados, sin duda.
Like I said before, I don't know much about this weasel, but the bossman said he's a real piece of work. Thanks for helping out.
¿Sabes algo de los chicos de Hardy?
Los Hardys? They're an independent militant group. A bit too high-strung, but it comes with the responsibility. They're sort of like you. Preserve the rule of law and all that. Except it's Everard's law. But really, they're just like you.
Is he actually comparing you, an officer of the law, to some neighborhood vigilante?
Aquí solo hay una ley, amigo mío, y es la mía.
Why not? Must be nice being something else for a change. The rest of us are just folks.
Tú eres el de las botas. Uno dice que sabes algo de la armadura.
The little boy had it good on his promise. To get me into trouble. To sick the pigs on me. Pardon the choice of words. Not mine.
What happened?
I was asked to look into that armor situation. Official Union probe, you know. Track it down, see who took it.
Did you?
At first I thought, why not? Maybe the pieces can feed the strike. Buy us a few more days under the sun, you know? So I went to this boy. He said he'll make me his prison bitch. He's got eyes everywhere, and the cop's in his pocket, and he's the king of Jamrock. Serves me right for doing menial footwork. I dropped that probe right then and there, and it still got me into trouble. One bad move is all it takes.
¿Cómo nos va a utilizar para asustarte?
It's a minor nuisance. It's all good.
He thinks, not yet. Better to get this business out of the way. Sweeter then.
¿Sacaste algo en claro de hacer la armadura?
I learned that people don't want to talk to a drunk union man about some armor.
What else?
Not much. Technical stuff mostly. That was the interesting part. I did some research into this armadura. Let's say I have friends at the library. I didn't get into the material science, just how it comes off.
How does it come off?
In parts. 4 in total. The helmet was the first to go. The kid says he tore it off and kicked it into the sea. I believe him. The boots were still on the guy last I saw. Too hard to remove. So, as I count, there are 2 parts missing. The gauntlets and the cuirass. This is where I left off. Too much hassle. More like a job for some militia.
Un momento, 4 piezas, casco, coraza, guantes, botas. ¿Y qué pasa con las perneras?
Oh, they're just gone. They don't exist anymore, if they ever did at all. Forget about them. I did.
Soy piso, voy a todas las piezas.
All of it? There are junior officers out there, eager to prove themselves. I would leave some for them, but okay. Let's find all of it.
And Mesqui's epic then, all across Martinez. I hope it will be a real bonanza for you.
Gracias por tu colaboración.
No problem. If you see that kid, thank him from Call Me Mañana. Thank him for showing me the way.
He is sincerely grateful he is not tracking down pieces of armor right now.
Está bien hecha, pero tengo prisa. ¿Qué había acá? Yo me acuerdo que eso puede ser algo.
The already familiar cold touch of plastic welcomes you as you pick up the handset.
Deja que tu memoria muscular marque un número al azar, a ver.
Your fingers run over the dial pad. 005. That's the dialing code for Revachol. 4952, and a moment of hesitation before entering the final numbers. 993. Calling. Calling. Still calling. Then.
Video Revachol, 24-hour video rental. We rent 8 and 10mm film for home use. This is Lamy. How may I help you?
¿Dónde llamaron?
Video Revachol is a 24-hour video rental. We rent 8 and 10mm film for home use. This is Lamy.
¿Me conoces?
No.
Me refiero a qué significa esto para mí.
Sir, I don't know. It's a video rental. Maybe you rent videos here.
¿Qué te he llamado?
Maybe you call to extend your rental period? Do you need to extend your rental period?
Mi nombre es Harry Dubois. ¿Tienes algo con mi nombre?
Let me fire up the machine. Dubois. Dubois. Here we are. You haven't rented anything in 5 years. But you still have a copy of Blue Ocean Hell from November 46. Whoa, not a fun film, that one.
¿Qué clase de película es?
It's not an easy watch. After the death of his daughter and subsequent divorce, Ziemsk immigrant Egidius Wojcik tries to come to terms with the onset of dementia. No wonder no one's been missing it. Still, it would be great if you could return it to us. We're on the corner of Voyager and Maine.
On the corner of Voyager and Maine, a large neon sign hangs on the side of a building. Video Revachol, 24 hours. It's raining, and there is almost no traffic on the street. A woman's footprints in the mud lead away from the front door. Tiny heels tiptoeing down the road. Beautiful steps, light-footed, with a lifetime ahead of them. You look up, and the air seems to grow darker. Suddenly, you feel like you don't want to hear about video rentals anymore. You don't want to hear about any of it. It was all shit. It's over.
Es casi una mierda. Que envió Borracho 24 horas mientras...
That's enough for you today. Let's conclude this call.
Eso es todo. Interesante.
The payphone hangs mutely on the wall. There isn't much more to do here.
Vale. Vamos a ver con el pelotudo este del racismo. Voy a ir a buscar mis gomitas. Si yo veo el mapa... Compostura, forma física. Voy a mejorar forma física.
The unpromising raised pupil returns.
¿Es algo de esa taza?
He does not so much as glance at the object.
pocas horas de esta trabajadora de poco.
Stop showing me your pathetic cup. I have no interest in it. Does he strike you as the kind of man who puts monks into trash?
¿Por qué no estás con los cargos?
I am not the first line of defense. I am the last. In addition, these so-called hardy boys are an effeminate clique of bodybuilders. Their company is spiritually degraded.
Pero no son parte del sindicato.
The hardy manlets are on the pay of the company. I answer to the union alone. And I do this out of race heroism. Finance is an alien concept.
Okay.
Now leave me be.
Creo que sé cuál es el enemigo racial.
And
O sea, mira, yo solo quiero entrar en el puerto. Pero lógicamente el plan es desbancar a los occidentales con su propia teoría racial. El racialismo es lo que los ricos quieren que hagamos mientras ellos se llevan toda la pasta. Yo es algo con lo que provocas a la gente liberal y progresista. Es lo que quieres que sea, es un ejercicio de lenguaje de libre asociación, degenerado de diversidad racial. Tiene que ver con estar en conflicto porque tu novia es Koshka, ¿no? Lo demás no sé, pero entendiendo cosas sí tienes razón. Tendría que dejar de beber esa ponzoña mental inmaná que es el alcohol. Este estercolero está listo para ser desbancado por el superestado de Areopagita. Podría salir como empleado en su administración. Puede que os venga bien un policía. What the fuck? A ver.
everyone can see that. It has little to do with the race enigma.
Baby, don't be mean. Give him another chance.
Anything for you, babe.
Es lo que quieres que sea, es un ejercicio de lenguaje libre de asociación degenerado, prioridad racial.
Look, babe. When confronted with the harsh truth of his demise, the melancholic academician starts fiddling his own genitalia. His bald spot betrays that he is a compulsive masturbateur.
That's disgusting, John.
It is. Beneath the veneer of academic jargon, the liberal theorist is a beast, a sexual maniac, and a deprived nihilist. Life is a game. Words are meaningless. No one is accountable for anything. You could have used this opportunity to overcome your narrow, Al-Ghul ravaged identity. Instead of unlocking the race enigma, you attempted to add to it unsuccessfully. Take solace from the fact that these thoughts will never entirely leave your brain. They will be with you on the day you die. The only germ of heroism in your body. Now go. I have beauty and truth to discuss with my woman.
Damn, John. How are you so romantic?
There is nothing funky. I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to do.
Ok. Ya no tengo que hablar con este hombre. Cool. Vamos a comunicarnos con el señor Evar.
You're back before the cargo container. Its drawer has not lessened, and as it's always been, it's impossible to open a container with rhetoric. Maybe you're losing your mind.
Estúpido. ¿Qué tal, mister?
Oh, hey, mister. I'm not gonna bother you with a long greeting, just like we talked about before. I know you're probably...
Voy a buscarme las gomitas. Ya vengo. Ay, ya sé. ¿Qué tal, Víctor Hugo? ¿Cómo te va, querido? Bien, terminar de comentar. Me agarraste, bueno, me agarraste con el juego, el simulador de texto, básicamente. Muchas gracias, qué rico.
Mr. Dubois, every worker...
Cada trabajador es un miembro de la Junta, es un dios viviente. Solo con el gran organismo estatal de la guerra, además se parece a mí. Cada trabajador es un dios viviente.
Mr. Dubois, so be it. How can I help you today?
Cada estúpido que tiene este hombre, qué increíble. Ok, hay muchas cosas que le puedo informar a este hombre. He oído que el sindicato está involucrado en esta pichada de drogas locales.
What? Harry, how could you say that to me? You know I appreciate a joke as much as any jolly fat guy, but I can't take slander. Are you actually investigating this?
No, no lo estoy investigando, mentir.
You've hurt me, Harry. Me, a friend. But you know what?
No, no. Hoy Doom no. Pero el jueves sí tengo Doom clásico, cooperativo con mi amigo. Aunque el que se quiera meter se puede meter. Así que si quieres meterte, solamente tenés que tener el Doom clásico en Steam. Pero también estaba pensado capaz mañana, no sé si en mi tarde o en mi noche, jugar un poquito de vuelta de Doom en stream. El Doom Eternal, me refiero. Con formas de otros mods que fueron que salieron el otro día. Hoy salió un mapa nuevo de Doom. O el modo randomizer u otros modos de juego así alternativos. Modo clásico para los DLC, por ejemplo. Así que capaz mañana un poquito de Doom ahí.
And gets over it in 2 seconds. Seems like it didn't really hurt him.
I trust you, like I trust all my friends. And I know you'll never talk to me about this again, because you don't want to wound me. So do what you want, and let's change the subject.
Thank you for your understanding. We will continue to do what we must.
You too, Lieutenant. You know, I like you, but you never were my favorite. I'm a Harry guy. I'm Team Harry.
None taken. Do we have anything else to do here, Harry?
He visto la vuelta que me indicaste. Vamos a hablar ya del asesinato.
I'm very glad to hear that, Harry. One question. You didn't actually happen to stumble in and see what's inside the apartment, did you?
There is no way to sway this man in any direction. He is unsuggestible and unswayable. Just tell the truth.
Puede que haya entrevisto la colección de estas ofensivas. Entretenía una banderola de la fusilería y reballó el colgado en la pared. Me gusta la representación.
Just as I thought. Culturally antiquated mug collection. What a weasel. Pissing on Everart's Rainbow Coalition. Now let's get down to brass tacks. It's time for men like me and you to figure out who's killed who and why. Real police work is gonna start happening now. I promise you, Harry, this is gonna be good.
Colección de tazas que mencioné estaba en el apartamento. Encontré una taza similar en la basura junto con la ropa ahorcada.
Racist mugs in the trash and in the apartment? You guys are just light years ahead of me. I have so much confidence in the ability of your organization. I'm relieved you're doing this and leaving me to do what I do best. Helping people. With the power of politics.
Yes, yes. Do you think this weasel is somehow connected to the murder?
Oh, no, 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 no. I don't cross paths like that. All I want is for you to succeed in your investigation. I would never complicate things for you.
Pero puede que la comadreja haya limpiado todo el resto de los vecinos.
Believe me, Harry, he's a nobody. Just your basement variety nobody. Can't imagine him being connected to a high-caliber case like this. But he does live nearby. Maybe it's a pedantic weasel. Fascists are neat freaks. If you don't mind me saying so, I feel like a real detective right now, Harry. Am I getting this right?
¿Quién te cree que sos? Ah, bueno, técnica, sí, es un gran sargento. Trabajo policial va más allá de lo que uno puede imaginar. No decir nada. Ah, sí, es un gran sargento.
Really? I'm not so sure about it.
Sí, sí, no sarcástico.
Oh, you're too kind, Harry. Way too kind. I know I'm not a real police officer. You are.
That's all he's going to say on this subject.
Hay datos de una conexión entre el linchamiento y la huelga. Me gustaría escuchar su opinión.
By now, I'm sure you've figured out who the dead man was working for. The bad guys. Wild Pines. Sent to scare us. Another violent measure of the top hats against us flatcaps. Harry, this strike is the culmination of many, many mistakes made by the Wild Pines group. They tried to shut the strike down by sending in armed mercenaries.
You mean our victim?
A security contractor? Can you imagine that? Workers standing in peaceful protest, united in the spirit of fellowship, and they send hired killers to mow us down with machine gun fire? I'm talking beasts. Hardened killers from proxy wars in Yisut, Semenine, Santa Maritza, you name it, they've done it. Raping, killing, burning villages, killing little children for the Senorita Pineapple Company, Harry.
Pero haremos lo necesario para salvar esta compañía.
Everything they did there, they brought over here. They want to turn Revachol into a third world slum. Honestly, the only thing they didn't do is kill the village elephant.
Para el carro, tienes un elefante doméstico.
No, Harry, the elephant is metaphorical, and so is the village. But the mercs and their brutality are very real.
Go on.
Now, I haven't personally witnessed the brutalities out there. I have the luxury of staying in my container, you see. If I need to go somewhere, they just move my container.
Que mueve el container.
Yes, I'm an old man, Harry. My legs aren't what they used to be. They lift my office with that big crane. It's actually very fun. You should try it.
En serio.
But enough about me and my fun container. The killers the company hired, I think there were 3 of them, all hardened commando types. One of them got downright suicidal, getting drunk, violent, a little rapey. Even their own negotiator couldn't control him. That's your boy, the one who likes hanging out, and...
By negotiator, you mean Joyce?
Harry, what you need to realize is, we dock workers are not pushovers. We got grit, Harry. This whole neighborhood does. Push us hard enough and we push back. And when we do, we push to kill.
An entire neighborhood of killers.
Entonces el vecindario completo está metido en el ajo.
Potentially, Harry, potentially. We got arm wrestling champions, rowing club people, ex-coal miners, tough guys, all ready to spring into action for their home base. There's a militant wing inside the Union. A group of people whose duties don't involve manual labor, but peacekeeping in the neighborhood, making sure everything runs smoothly. They're like you guys. Idealistic people who want to make sure bad things don't happen. And if they already have, well, punishment must follow.
So these idealists killed our victim?
One day Titus Hardy, leader of this peacekeeping faction, comes up to me and says, "Boss, socialist democratic fervor drove us to take it upon ourselves to kill this beast that was burdening the land.
Nadie habla así.
He probably worded it differently, but that was the idea. Sure sounded to me like they killed him. I gave them 2 weeks paid leave and told them to lay low to avoid retaliation.
Aren't you worried we might arrest them for this?
Oh, I'm not at all worried about that. These are not the kind of men who get arrested. They're Martinez boys, tough and gritty. I'd like to see the man who takes them in. Besides, I sent my lawyer girl to look after them.
If he's just boasting, then it sure doesn't feel like that to you. He's not worried.
¿Cómo sabes que fue la compañía de transporte quien contrató a los mercenarios?
How do I know? Let me tell you about these people. That's their MO. It's what they do. Last winter, some poor workers in Terminal E went on a little strike. The company sent in Sediment, a security contractor. The strike was over the workers' right to wear protective footwear, Harry. These guys turn up and start beating people. Tell you what, Harry, I wouldn't be surprised if we got the same mercenary company, after a little rebranding. And I'm sure as hell not surprised to see an army of scabs under my gates.
So you believe the scabs were organized by the security contractor?
You said it. Hell, one of those guys looks big enough to take down that proverbial elephant. Boys like that don't just happen to show up during strikes.
He's not scared of them. If anything, he likes them being here.
Oh, Liz is a bright one. I paid for that law degree myself, thinking it'll probably turn her all fancy. But hell, Harry, she came back a firebrand socialist. Sometimes she scares me with her zeal. Oh, they are simply fine young men, all 7 of them. Exemplary union members, always working to advance their position in the local socialist democratic movement. Core members. Old Theo used to run them, but things really kicked into gear when Titus took the reins and named the group after himself. Gotta love his initiative.
Interesting. Who's second in command?
They're almost all of them great guys, born leaders. Whatever happened, I'm sure they only had the best interests of Martinez and Revachol in mind. Work with them. Hell, interview them. But don't fight them. They really are just like you. Men who like beer, women, and some order on the streets.
Separate one from the herd.
Déjate preguntar esto. ¿Cuál de los chicos de Harry es tu nuevo favorito?
Oh, that would definitely be Fat Angus. His feet smell from a city block away, and he's always having noisy stomach troubles. Horrible, revolting guy.
Entonces pongamos que le pasa algo a Angus, algo como una
You would die, Harry. You would die, and in the process start a bloody and completely unnecessary war between the Debarders Union and the Citizens Militia.
Okay.
Angus, his ever-growling stomach, and his smelly feet are all part of the Union. You have as much right to arrest him as I have to arrest your partner here. Actually, less, because this is my hometown, my territory, and my backyard. You are a guest here, Harry. Please remember that. Oh, Harry. This is getting real grim, and there's no need for that. We are friends.
Ya conocía a los Tarjaris. ¿Pueden decirles que colaboran?
But of course! It's the least I can do for my good friend Harry. I'll do it right after we've concluded this talk.
You can now go and tell Titus about this. See what he has to say.
Also, Harry, here's 5 real.
¿Y esto cuánto qué?
I'm not giving you anything. I'm just holding out 5 real.
Needless to say, this is another move. Don't take it.
Me está dando plata. No necesito, tan solo quería un poco de ayuda con los Hardys.
Oh, I wasn't offering it to you, just holding it out there. But I'm willing to share information. Was there anything else?
Buena charla, démosle por
Was it a good talk? I'm not sure we made much headway here. I was hoping we'd bust the case wide open. Heck, I even wanted to tell you what I really want to achieve with the strike. I don't know what happened, Harry. I wanted you to feel like Mr. Martinez. And, of course, I also wanted you to find your gun. But it's like I can't completely trust you. Yet.
No,
yes,
no.
Harry. It's like I can't fully trust you if you're not a man of the left. I want to, but I just can't.
He's been hurt too much in the past by men who aren't social democrats.
Hasta que no confiar de mí. Yo me ocupo de mí, soy estafador, yo primo, soy ingeniero del dinero. Esto es otra lo que opté, la verdad. No soy ni de la izquierda ni de la derecha, hago lo que me dicta el corazón. Pienso que viene, soy más de la izquierda que tú. Soy un ingeniero del dinero. Soy un patete de reballoliano.
What does your heart tell you about your lost gun, Harry? Does it tell you to forget about it? Or do you think it wants to be found? I think it's lonely and cold. I think it wants to be found, and I have a proposal for you.
And what would this entail?
Once again, I require nothing unethical or illegal of you. You just need to get 2 little signatures on this piece of paper, and then mail it to my accountant in La Delta. I'm glad you asked, Harry. The Union is going to build a modern youth centre in Martinez. It will be righteous. We're gonna get those teenagers off drugs and on roller skates.
Lo va a usar para mal, pero
There's a nameless little street on the coast with some old houses around it. Most people have already signed. I just need 2 more signatures to get this mission off the ground, Harry.
¿Qué le pasará a los residentes actuales?
They are just going to have to deal with the construction noise for 6 months, and then they'll be living like kings. Right next to a fancy new youth centre, designed by the best architects from Stella Marie.
Bueno, sí pasé por acá.
You bring joy to my heart, Harry. Such a pleasure to be working with you. You need to get signatures from Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. The cul-de-sac is right past the pawn shop and across the canal. I hear there is some trouble with the waterlock, but they should fix it by Wednesday morning. Once you have the signatures, mail this to 13022 La Rocca in La Delta. Then we can talk about your gun.
You might have noticed there's one hanging on a tree behind the hostel cafeteria.
Oh my. Don't take this question personally, but why would I get involved in this matter?
Mr. Clare, the man was hanged with a cargo belt. A steel-reinforced cargo belt. It's safe to assume the Union had something to do with the murder. Besides, getting the body down would benefit all of us. It's a stain on the neighborhood.
También estudió las huellas de la escena del crimen. Son botas de trabajador portuario.
I can certainly see how having him up there might start affecting some real estate values. But of course, all joking aside, I am going to help you. Jean-Luc, the cop who bested you in physical combat is here, and he has a little dead body in a tree problem. Namely, he needs it to be taken down. Please extend him this courtesy. You can find Jean-Luc down at the gates, but you already knew that. Anyway, he's going to help you.
He conocido a Joy, la presidenta de la compañía.
Oh, that's very nice. I haven't gotten around to her yet. I'm very, very busy, you see. I hope you're getting along. One thing I want to make very clear, Harry, is that this is not some kind of union versus corporation situation. Everyone is just pals here.
Colega?
We're all trying to do what's best for Martinez here. Don't feel like you can't cooperate with her, because you and I are such good friends, and I'm helping you get that nasty body down from the tree. And with finding your lost gun. I'm not a jealous guy.
Whoa, that's so nice of him. Suspiciously nice.
If she actually wants to see me, she will find a way. Any good negotiator would. And I just don't have anything to discuss with a bad negotiator.
He doesn't want to see her. It's as simple as that.
I'm just a nice guy, Harry. I wouldn't be where I am now if I wasn't nice. Politics is all about emotions, and I want you to have positive emotions when you think of me.
Okay then. Positive emotions it is. You like positive emotions.
It's perfectly okay. Even if you've told her everything we've talked about, it's absolutely fine.
Okay, eso ya es cualquier cosa.
He seems happy about the prospect of you telling Joyce about your conversations.
No, no, Harry. I'm perfectly neutral and 100% for transparency. I know people say a lot of bad things about the Debarders Union, but we are actually squeaky clean.
Yes, he really doesn't seem to mind. Sure, he thinks. It's about transparency.
Of course, Harry. Let me just assure you one more time. It's perfectly okay to share anything we discuss here with this Joyce. This is a completely transparent organization. I have no interest in what she is doing, but I myself have nothing to hide. Your business is your business, and I respect your privacy. Just remember, none of this is secret. Tell her about all of it. My brother's picture, my singing swordfish clock. Tell her how overweight I am and how I'm helping you find your lost gun. Tell her about everything. Everard doesn't mind.
This is weird. Not nice weird, but okay.
Fui yo, Brad. Yo lo hice aún más turbio. ¿Qué cosa?
What?
El brebaje turbio.
Oh, how could I forget your little side project? Well done, Harry. Well done. Don't even tell me what it was. But good job. I love it when workers take the initiative like this.
So do I. That's one tasty brew. You should drink some right now, if you can.
No tengo más eso.
Most certainly, Harry. Nothing brightens my day like brainstorming these things with you. By all means, Harry, what's on your mind?
Ok, me marcho, Brad, pero puede que hablemos luego.
See you soon, Debarder. Just kidding, but not too much.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope. A 12 to 40 month construction period and the zoning plan in the addendum.
Bien, ¿qué opinas de esto?
I'm no property lawyer, but it looks fine. I like the print size. They're not selling or leasing anything. It's not a perfect solution, but I'm no property lawyer.
The youth center cuts into the ocean like the bow of some great modern ship. Apparently, it's going to cover most, if not all, of the street and the square between the existing houses. It's 3 stories tall.
Intentar encontrar algún fallo del acuerdo.
There doesn't seem to be anything of interest here. No fine print. You're smart. You can read.
No tenía combustible, puedo hacer acá. Histórica. Pero mierda. Ah, sí, tengo este muro del patio, tracción, Joyce, puerta trancada. Sigue. Ow. Let's go.
Before the cargo container. You're back before the cargo container. And, as it's always been, it's impossible to...
es lo del embarcadero, es lo que subir ahí arriba. Aquel se bajó el puerto.
The unpromising race pupil returns.
Ebra te dijo que nos ayudas a bajar el cuerpo.
So it was. You bested me in race combat to reach my superior, then had him give me an order. I salute your cunning, enemy. I will go and remove the body from the tree with my bare hands.
You're so noble, Measurehead.
But while I am gone, someone must stand guard on the bridge. That someone needs to be you.
¿En serio?
That would mean you're openly showing the people that you're taking the Union's side.
¿Qué pasa si no queremos hacer?
This is the uncomfortable result of not taking it down ourselves. I can live with a compromise.
Listen to your little friend. He is wise in his childlike way. His mysterious race may yet prove fierce competition to my heroic haplogroup.
Ay, Dios. Pero tiene que mostrar a todos que estamos encima sobre los sindicatos.
Yes. That is precisely what it means, homunculus. This is not going to happen any other way.
Pues vale.
Babe, see that they stay here the whole time.
Igual no vas a tardar, así que...
The woman's gaze follows Measurehead.
So, you guys are like cops or something?
Sí, somos
Cool. I like men with guns and power. I'm Katya, by the way.
You hear that? That sound. He's breaking something.
Yeah, Jean-Luc must be really tearing it up over there. I wish I could see it.
Look at you! RCM rent-a-cops! Guarding that bridge like Everott's lapdogs! Is this where it's at now? The RCM is for sale!
And who are you? What is your business here? Why are your clothes 4 sizes too small for you?
Trabajaré con quien me dé la gana.
A shrill laughter interrupts you, echoing across Martinez. It's Kuno. Then, the man turns to look behind him at the behemoth appearing around the corner, approaching him, walking past him.
Ahí volvió.
The corpse has been removed from the tree. Stand down and congratulate yourself. You have sided with Rey's victory today. And what you had to do was to become a Union man for all to see.
Right to work! Right to work!
Vamos a ver el cadáver, a ver qué onda.
「 The corpse has been removed from the tree. Stand down and congratulate yourself. You have sided with Rey's victory today. And what you had to do was to become a Union man for all to see.
Ay, Dios.
The corpse lies on the ground among the remains of an absolutely demolished pinewood branch. It's gently laid on one side.
Precioso secreto de lágrima.
Mr. Measurehead has done a good job. Nothing is too broken or compromised. The victim is ready for a field autopsy.
Una autopsia de campo.
Yes. 1. Investigation of the scene. 2. Initial examination of the victim. 3. Field autopsy. 4. Transportation of the body to the morgue. We are on number 3.
The fuck are they on about? Cop's gonna cut his shit up!
¿Tú no sabías más para hacer esto como un médico? ¿No hay más para dejar la tripa?
It's not about cutting. And no, you and I are detectives. The honorary rank of detective signifies our ability to handle the entire incident chain, from autopsy to cleanup to social work. An honor and a burden attached to your rank once you've proven yourself able, usually after 5 to 8 years of field work. Mine is Lieutenant Detective. You are. Your station would not have assigned you on this case if you weren't.
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Shoot, Looney Rooney. Do I remind you of... Sure I do. You come back later, Corpo. Amuse yourself with my frank manner.
Come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them.
¿Tienes por ahí otro par de guantes?
Unfortunately, no.
Vale, le doy el machete de pelo en pecho.
And hygienically?
Exacto.
I suggest I handle the physical part of the autopsy, and you take notes.
Solo hay que rellenar esto, ¿no? Para mostrarle el formulario de autopsia de campo de tu papel.
That's right.
Okay.
You knew it because you inspected your ledger. The lieutenant is relieved you know the protocol.
Ah, mira. Abrir tu parte por poner...
The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition of his skin and organs in 3 parts. Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with...
Vamos directo al resumen de 3 partes. Ayudante.
That's you.
Harry Dubois. Escribe el crepúsculo.
The corpse is indifferent to the time of the dead light and great culling. Just lies there. The next box says...
Caso forense número...
KK57-0803.0815. Next?
Nombre.
NA. Next, NA.
Edad?
Roughly 50.
The corpse looks ageless, like meat on a hook. Teeming with opportunistic microorganisms, letting out a foul-smelling diamine compound. Your eyes turn watery.
Mondial.
The pudgy mess of curdled meat looks neither mondial nor...
Fucky!
Male.
Pigs can have sex!
Anotar los cerros van a apoyar. Anotar ñaca.
Naively, the lieutenant does not double-check your notes.
El bigo mistako, Lieutenant!
We're still going with March 4th. 51.
Okay.
What else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the same as the coroner's case.
KK57 0503 0815.
None. At least not after the initial examination.
A strange word. Treatment.
¿Qué es la manipulación actual? ¿No entendés las huellas que lo llevaron en brazo?
They'd have to have incapacitated and carried him over. This man was more than a match for untrained dog walkers.
Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the stations of the breath. Ecclesiastic, religious in nature, a holdout from pre-DeLorean burial rites. It takes him 2 seconds to perform. Then, somewhere in Jamrock North, a small wood shed behind Rosencrantz Row, Lieutenant Nick Feuerbach puts his hand to the chest of a small corpse, no larger than a monkey. It's raining outside. Elsewhere yet, an obese female sits in a wicker chair, her silhouette ball-like against the window. Outside, the building is tall, 7 stories, wind-wrapped in solitude. Most of the apartments are unoccupied. This was a suicide. The other, an accident. The small one. And so, all across Jamrock, Coal City, GRIH, 42 deceased persons found today. 42 stations of breath.
We should start the post-mortem.
The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists on the
clothes. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodine, I think. Let's see.
See? It's happening?
Babrodine, yes. Inexpensive. Size M. Color white.
The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid.
The rest of the clothes have been removed post-mortem by scavengers in order to get to the victim's ceramic armor. Officers are in search of the missing pieces. Removal of the boots is left for processing.
Patience. After the autopsy, before the body is taken away, there will be a window of opportunity. After the lieutenant has gone to sleep. I hope this has helped you, my liege.
Mi señor.
Tattoos.
Se pone bien.
The upper torso is covered in a single, continuous tattoo, resembling a map of the night sky. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings, to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene, using a triggered mini. The deceased has a cargo lashing belt around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Color yellow. Length 3 meters. There is a buckle on the other end. Well-nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters. Generally consistent with age, about 50. Preservation is good. Ambient temperature, below freezing. Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short.
His hair feels wet, soaked with rain, cold to touch. Not that different from a living person after a swim. The stench is suffocating. Strands of dark brown hair start sticking to your hand, like thread off a rag doll's head. More hair sticks to your hand. Hair off the rain-soaked head of a dead man. There, dead man. You were someone's child. It's all over. The lieutenant watches you in silence.
That was some sick shit, Sekopa.
Lividity is consistent with hanging. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs, consistent with stones thrown. Low velocity.
Fucking low velocity? You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max. Talking shit about Kuno's velocity.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest, consistent with predation. Ligature mark.
Ok, saca una pequeña navaja plegable y comienza a cortar por este mientras manipula la cinta con otra mano. El hedor es insoportable. Al cabo de un rato queda patente que el cometer no se puede cortar.
Still wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the bell so we can get to the ligature mark.
You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters.
Vamos allá, ya venía preparado. Acariciar el cortapelo.
The hanged man lets out a joyous little bubble of rot from his nose.
Menos mal que tenemos este cortapelo, sacar el cortapelo con los.
Always good to think ahead. Now, we need to cut the bell to see the ligature mark below. Carefully, with as much precision as you can.
See? My pig is gonna fuck his head off.
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boring fuck.
Buscar un buen punto. No soy tu cerdo.
You are? You're Kuno's pig?
Concentrate on the belt, not on who is whose pig. There is no pig. There are only the belt is equally tight around the whole circumference of his neck, swelling over the edges like white bread rising from the east.
Corta la cinta.
You jam the cutters right under the knot. That seems like a smart idea. Yeah, somewhere there. Already, they're buried deep in the man's flesh. Then you rotate them to get a better hold. Then... The lieutenant looks by, somewhat worried as you summon power words to your aid. A really, really bad smell is coming from there now. And some kind of cracking.
Yeah, fuck him! Fuck that faggoty! Corpse fucking time!
Told you my pig was hardcore.
I should have a go first. I think I have a strategy.
He sinks the cutters into the knot, preparing to perform the cuts, with his elbow to his knee, for precision. Yes, that's much better form than you had. Snap. The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet, revealing the dead man's neck and the dark red ligature mark around it.
Here. The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck, on the nape.
As it ought to. This is where its grip on the curdled meat is gentlest, pulling up.
Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters. Chest is intact, normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant, pelvis intact, genitalia...
Casi rompe la gacha, Fable. Sí.
No! Let's get out and see!
I fucking knew it!
This is clearly what they've been waiting for, ever since the autopsy began. The lieutenant is trying to make it as boring as possible.
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury.
¿Da la impresión que está disfrutando el momento de su muerte?
Ah yes, your hunch before. We can have a semen analysis requested from processing, if that's what you meant.
Sí, procesamiento. Science, a eso me refería. No, estoy intentando tener una lectura psíquica.
No, you weren't, officer. That would be preposterous. Just write down that we request a semen, vaginal, and anal fluids analysis.
The corpse with his pants down does not have an opinion on the subject.
No, no es que... Bueno, sí, creí que no parecía, sinceramente. Que estarías por ahí llamada y todo eso. Normal.
The dead man's penis is average-sized, congested from the downward collection of blood. The testicles are uneven in length, hanging underneath. The genitalia is greenish. Marbling is present around the crotch.
Back is symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. There are combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip.
Bullets have bitten little pieces out of him. It must have been excruciating, especially the hip. Before you is a temple of pain that knew little tenderness in life.
In addition, I see smaller, residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin. We have a real museum here. Of battles, wars. Last item, hands.
His flesh is cold, icy.
Pleased to meet you. Where are you from and what's your name? I'm only fucking with you. I know where you're from. From Cappadocia. And your name is Il Corbo. What can I do you for, Il Corbo de Cappadocia?
El placer es todo mío, dime, ¿es un templo del dolor inextravagante de la ternura?
You get me, Corbo. I feel like you were once, for tenderness and kisses yourself, but then shit went south and now you're ahead of even me on the pain front. We should do this more often. Be close like this, I mean.
Hands are clean. No sign of injury from struggling.
¿Esperamos alguna?
I was. Maybe I'm just not seeing them. Honestly, this stench is making it hard for me to think at the moment.
Working so close to the fumes coming from the corpse must be hard. You realize suddenly that the lieutenant has been barely keeping it together these past 2 items.
Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done. What next? Central nervous system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system?
No.
You don't even have a joke.
Nope, escribí.
Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. Not injury related. Eyes and tongue protuberant. Hyoid bone. Let's see.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it. Gently, a rotting smell erupts from the mouth. Purge fluid runs down his lips, black and viscous.
Yeah, jack that fucker off!
Ay, Dios.
The hyoid bone is fractured. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact. Unremarkable. Respiratory system. Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen, hemorrhaging present in mucosa of the lips and mouth.
From here, it looks as though the clown-faced man is screaming. The tendons of his jaw are torn apart. Hyoid, ripped from the force of the lieutenant. No scream, no sigh of relief rises from the darkness inside. It's humid there. Sickly sweet air, unlike anything living. You feel like you're about to throw up again, straight in that mouth of his. No, you don't. You can keep it in. You can keep anything in. You've managed to suppress the contractions trying to enter your stomach. All it takes is concentration. Through it, you see nothing but darkness. More meat and darkness.
There are ancient mysteries down there, Kobo. Ask me later.
Hemorrhaging present in mucus.
Ok. Anotarlo.
Hepatobiliary. NA.
¿Por qué no tenemos nada?
Are you a hepatobiliary expert?
No lo creo.
Neither am I.
¿Ya está?
That's it. Same for toxicology and serology. NA.
¿Ambas?
Unless you have untapped reservoirs of knowledge.
El perfeccionista que me se pregunta si aún hay algo que podemos hacer.
We already have one test as per regulation. And we already requested semen.
Pigs requested semen like it's no big deal.
I'm not even interested in these boring mulcas anymore. I haven't sucked him off for anything.
¿En serio querían que se la chupa un muerto? Sí, mejor que eso es más importante.
Leave it NA, then. Cardiovascular. The body exhibits heavy lividity. Blood has gathered in the hands, feet, and neck. Hypostasis is visually consistent with the hanging. Gastrointestinal. Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila.
Anotable mantener el voilà.
What's next on the list?
Descripción de lesiones.
Let's see. We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 fields. Leave a 4th one too.
¿Qué lesiones que nosotros hemos infligido?
Oh, so we inflicted them?
Vale, que yo he infligido.
Okay, so there's an incision on the thorax from a chain cutter. I wouldn't mention it. Better not to muddy the waters.
Estoy de acuerdo que por qué tuvieron mal.
See? These pigs are fucking corrupt.
Why don't you fuck him if you love him so much?
Now, injuries.
Marcas de mordeduras.
Head, chest and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. Odontologist does not need to be consulted. And your opinion, officer?
Lesión mortal, no mortal, post-mortem.
Agreed. Next injury?
Contusiones.
So, the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury, a stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response. The perpetrator on the scene has confessed to causing it post-mortem.
At maximum velocity, fucko!
Has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity.
The lieutenant's admission has caused great gratitude in Kuno. He is silent with it. Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath, the description of injury. 2 boxes.
No mortal, post-mortem.
Right. Next.
Ligadura.
A dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck, with a gap on the nape measuring, let's say, 7 centimeters. The hyoid bone is fractured, the cervical column intact. I see hemorrhaging on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. Depth of the mark, 1 centimeter. No signs of clawing on the neck.
Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man's head jerks to the side. The ring around his neck is visible.
That's it. We have established cause of death. It's not much, and it leaves much to be questioned. But it's a start. Let's wrap this up. I pronounce this field autopsy over.
¿Cómo ha ido?
Well, we established probable cause of death. Some would say that's the goal of an autopsy. We requested a test to be run on the genitals. That was the règle. The results should arrive in a couple of weeks if we are lucky. I will not hold my breath. We were thorough with the list of injuries too. We described them all in detail. What is there to say? Given the circumstances, it was a professional field autopsy.
Oh yeah. Well done, Master Detective. Maybe a drink is in order?
¿Qué tal un trago para celebrar? Más tarde, quiero decir ahora. Más tarde, quiero decir.
Now, you see, that worries me. You will die if you drink. You know that, don't you? You are proving a useful detective. The organization would miss you.
Oh,
Please get yourself together. The lieutenant from Precinct 57 thinks.
I need a copy of that autopsy form. Then I will drive him to Faubourg. For processing.
He's thinking, did I miss something? You tilt your head, also looking at the corpse. You run your hands over the victim's cold body, his limbs, his torso with its swollen organs. Maybe you should be more thorough. The genitals in his breeches continue to be unnoteworthy. You see the penis of a dead man. If you've seen it once, you've already got the picture.
Can't get enough of that dick.
Do you think we missed something?
You can't shake the feeling that there are more secrets concealed in the flesh before you.
Okay, well, we are in livor mortis here. He is disintegrating. We need to refrigerate the body if we want to conduct another examination, and we need to do it fast. Hey, wasn't there a giant ice bear sarcophagus below that building?
Why, yes there was. It was massive. Red eyes glowing in the dark.
Now, that's an overstatement. It's not actually for stirring cadavers, or at least I hope so. I think we should take a look at it first. Make sure it's big enough before we carry him over. Let's move. With every hour, whatever we are looking for in the deceased will become harder to find.
Okay.
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around it, the ice squeaks beneath the pry bar. You think you've got the bar, you see the pry bars.
Yeah, well, that's a good I have no idea.
Sooner or later, turning the crank is all what better to assuage the creep? Both cables are unplugged from the somewhere in the dark. A giant electrical mammal. bear's eyes are still glowing red, watching over all the ice cream wrappers.
It's certainly an eccentric choice, but it is capacious and cold enough.
But the optics on this are awful, he thinks. We need to...
Shall we go and get the body then? I'll take the head, you take
the two of you. Easily, the body is heavier than and stinkier. It takes half an hour then 10 more to stuff it into the fridge. The lieutenant takes a step back to admire your handiwork.
Beautiful. A dead body in a nice bare fridge. This is some of the best body's work I've ever done.
You've definitely earned a drink after this. Perhaps even some pagan rites.
I knew you would say that. I knew this would lead to drinking. No, no more. This is paganistic enough. It does not leave this room.
He means it. He doesn't want to be the ice bear cop.
Esto ya no es trabajo policial, Kim. Somos artistas y esta es nuestra visión.
If I were an artist, this would certainly not be my vision. I would be much, much more conservative in my work. At least we've stopped the body from decomposing further. Now you can conduct another inspection under controlled circumstances.
Inside the icy realm of the ice bear fridge, the corpse stands slumped, waiting.
Shoot, Looney Rooney. I like it a lot, brother. This really is your finest hour. You're a genius. A regular Copperangelo. Oh yes, Cobo mi Lobo. In the gift horse's mouth. Tracts and wakes and waterways. Ancient materials buried. Just a small gulp away. My beloved Cobo. Come back later, Copo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features.
If you touch the dead man's body, his skin is cold, light blue and silvery in the light of the fridge. You still have no idea where to begin.
It'll come to you sooner or later. At least he's safe here until then.
Necesito comprar las drogas esa que me da moral porque voy a morir. No, Kim.
The compact tape player is still and silent. Seems it has completely broken. The broken tape player doesn't have the ability to respond, but Kim would.
Cierto, a ver, el speed. Objetos, no, ropa. No, me quita moral. Voy a morirme sin quitar la moral.
A small cabinet.
Para. ¿Tenía botellas?
The tear machine stand. Your bottles clunk in.
Nice.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the Saint Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo.
Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something. Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something. Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something. Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste.
Ok, ya me curé. Estoy a salvo.
The bear's eyes are. The body is reluctant to let go of the boots, as though it were its last bit of dignity. You're going to need to summon all your strength. Whatever you're planning to do, you need to do it before you catch pneumonia. In the cold, it's not completely useless. You're able to reveal a little more of the putrid. It feels like the leg is going to come off along with the boot, but you're able to get the boot to move a centimeter or two. See? The corpse doesn't care if you try to take his boots. He doesn't need them. He's probably glad to get rid of them. He's too heavy to move by yourself. A great mass of dead muscles. Is that an accusatory glance he gave you? No, this is the right method. It takes some time, but eventually the boots come off. With nasty slices of polymer sock stuck to even bigger pieces of skin and rotting flesh. Not good. Let's pin this on the bear. The ice bear tore up his legs with its claws. As for the boots, you can't possibly do anything with them until you've cleaned and disinfected them. Yes, these absolutely need to be washed. Didn't the whirling have a kitchen?
Cierra la puerta. Nice, tengo las botas. Jejejejejeje. Voy a hacerme rico con esas botas.
These boots were probably left on the corpse because they were impossible to pull off while it was hanging. They're not exactly pleasant to look at right now, much less smell. Fairweather T500 VE is imprinted, but still, just pieces of sock and rotten cadaver. Graceful whirls cover the boot's glossy surface. These will be gorgeous once you get them clean.
Nice. Vamos, tengo que hablar con la mensa. Me queda media hora para hablar con la mensa. In-game. La cocina está cerrada, ¿verdad? Ah, no, está abierta.
This industrial gas-powered stove has been used to prepare food for many. There is a variety of soaps and bleaches in the cabinet. This is gonna take the hard stuff to use as much as you can. The delicious smells of cheap soap and vinegar. All right now, chef. Light up the stove and boil them. The strong smell of vinegar forces you to step away from the pot. Strips of polymer fabric and human tissue separate from the lining of the boots. They float to the bubbling surface. A two-course dinner of rotten flesh and hardened ceramic. The boots look cleaner and cleaner. Those bits of human flesh are beginning to look cooked. You can smell it too, just like beef stew. That's it, chef. The boots are as clean as they're going to get. Steam, dense with the smell of strange meat, disappears into the vent above the stove. A pair of real beauties. The boots are shiny, hot, and reek of vinegar. Just perfect.
Son las 11. ¿Se habrá ido la mensa esta? Más doctor, más tengo compostura. ¿Qué me decís? Bro, de la nada tiene mejor horario de sueño que yo. Se levanta a las 8 y se acuesta a las 12. No le va a durar. Seamos realistas. Esperemos que sí, pero no creo. O ¿dónde se fue la pelotuda?
The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight.
Por 3 minutos.
The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight.
¿Logré abrir la puerta? Increíble.
This time, something cracks inside. It is an unbelievably satisfying sound, filling you with a belief in your own body.
Oh, ¿esto?
You clearly see footprints in the downy carpet of dust covering the workshop floor.
Alguien ha estado aquí hace poco.
The dust has not settled again where these footprints have been made. The displacement in this dusty hell tells a story. Neither the footprints nor the dust speak their secrets, but you know it means that someone has been back here. Large prints, most likely made by boots. The size is hard to determine. Sole could be bigger than vamp. The soles have left the pattern, uniform, horizontal lines.
Estas huellas no se parecen a las de la sola.
The footprints are of one type. They do not congratulate you for correctly recognizing what type they are not.
No parecen botas de trabajo como las que viene Patty, ¿no?
The footprints do not speak. They simply exist here, a product of the dust, just as the footprints outside are a product of the mud and apparently different shoes. The footprints are still there. They have told their story.
¿Qué hay acá? Jueguito. Máquina de pinball. Planos por una máquina de pinball de temática futurista. Un saco. Abrigo fregate de pinball. Esta tendencia es cargamento y piezas de repuesto. Ventanas de medio con plástico negro se puede ver fuera. ¿Esta no da a la parte de atrás de la casa de la que yo me metí? Ah, no, es la parte de atrás de coso, que pelotudo. A ver, ¿dónde me lleva esto? Un ascensor. Esa máquina de llavadura blanca que quizás te muestra la figura de una mujer de luto. Nota NB. La llave de repuesto está en el arbusto debajo de la ventana. Plata, gracias. Otra máquina.
Over there, in the corner.
Máquina de pinball.
Not just any pinball machine. This is the pinnacle of pinball. Cornelius Gordy and the Mountain Goats. It's lit. Cornelius Gordy and the Mountain Goats reads the golden lettering on top of the back box. There's a small column of text underneath. The machine is coined. Get the game on, Fingerboy. Those flippers are ready. Above the painting of a mustached man climbing a hill, a column reads, inspired by the legend of Cornelius Gordy, taken on the world's tallest peak. The theme of the game is to explore Gordy's climb through the perspective of goats and to ascend to the top of the mountain in a time. The peak of the mountain is at the top of the playfield. All the balls have small goat icons on them and represent the goats as they race up and down the mountain. Areas around the playfield represents Gordy's climb. Places he indeed. Think of them as balls.
Hice toda la moneda. Nah, no voy a jugar pinball ahora. Nah, ¿por qué no?
Over there, in the corner.
Pasa de la... ¿Qué más quiero mejorar de acá? Let's go.
You see a heavy the door does not budge. The cobalt blue surf.
Okay.
This small elevator is dimly lit by a bulb that's been glowing for ages. The latticed cage is open, inviting you to step inside. Smells of nougat and sweat. Your head brushes up against the ceiling. There is a control panel to your right, and just enough room for 2 people to fit in. Looks like one would fit in there, yes. Although it's also surprisingly human. In the golden light, there are large rectangular buttons. Monter, descend, and an international call for emergency assistance. The deep scratches on the floor suggest it was used as a freight elevator for transporting heavy machinery.
Alright.
So this is where they brought 40 pinball machines to fix them up, a long time ago. Everything is covered with dust. Yes, pinball hasn't enjoyed a heyday for 15 or 20. Yes, Martinez North 22 used to be and it has been forgotten. Now there is only one working machine in the main hall. Remember the dice maker? Then that means, as the dice maker said, yes, it all fits. Not that it has anything to do with the case, but it is a nice connection. But then it went bankrupt. Your skin crawls from making the connection. Yes, it would mean that. And God would not like that. He should probably be made aware that his establishment is part of the neighborhood ghost story.
Amazing. La pendeja esta se fue, la pelotuda hija de puta. ¿Por qué? ¿Dónde se habrá ido? Una habitación vacía, no está ella.
This medicine cabinet.
¿Está abierto la tienda de empeño? Garta sigue acá. Sí, sigue acá.
Can I help you? Another thing. Great. I love those. Why? No, fuck it. I don't want to know. I don't want to know why these degenerates do what they do. I thought we had one good guest in the building.
He really doesn't like it being classier.
Apuesto que no que querías que fuera ella.
What's that supposed to mean? Fuck you, buddy. She's not my taste. Good thing she pays for her stuff on time. I'll forward her the bill and be done with it.
Wow. She really isn't his taste.
Now, was there anything else? I have
Dijera que lo voy a entrar al
like 4,000 coasters
tras la
to
puerta
stack.
acero azul.
Oh, okay. Well, I did hear you make noise back there, so good for you.
He's really holding himself back. It takes a lot of willpower not to ask. Obviously,
Es que no sé preguntarme qué hay encontrado.
Okay, what is back there?
Esqueleto, un marsuelo de la muerte.
Yes, haha. What's actually behind
Nada,
it?
no se cura fuerza del fin del
There
tiempo.
is no gaping maw. If you don't want to tell me, you don't have to.
Máquina de
It's okay.
pinball, lutas
Ha!
de pinball.
I knew it. I've always wondered where those machines by the door came from.
Es verdad.
And they told me there was some kind of pinball thing here too. I knew it. Were there any back there? In working order, I mean.
¿Te apetece jugar? Porque me echaría partida. Yo me echaría en partidita.
No, I was just wondering if you found pinball machines there.
¿Estás pensando en volver a convertir este sitio en un salón de pinball? Si piensas vender esa máquina de pinball, quiero una buena tajada, lo ejecutivo agresivo. Soy un disruptor.
Those machines are whirling property. But if it makes you feel any better, I'm not...
No las quiere
It
vender.
wouldn't hurt to get a little life in here. Other than the hellish karaoke machine. That one's always causing trouble.
Sounds like he cares about the place. He's not going to be overjoyed to hear that it's part of the doomed commercial area. He should still know. You have to be forewarned about these things.
Tengo que advertirte, puede que haya descubierto que el Wheeling forma parte de la zona comercial maldita.
What? Why would you say that? We're at a completely different address from that whole thing.
So he knows of the doomed commercial
sabes,
area
entonces.
and its address. He's thought about this.
Espera, entonces, ¿sabías de la maldición?
Everyone knows of it.
El Wheeling figura en la lista del anticomunicador de afuera como uno de los negocios del edificio B, el de la zona comercial
I've
maldita.
been working here for a long time, and that intercom has never been used by the Whirling.
¿En serio? ¿Ni siquiera una vez? ¿A ti no te parece ya es una señal de declive?
It's a sign of the Whirling in Rags not being part of the doomed commercial area. If anything, we're revitalizing this neighborhood.
El Wheeling solía ser el salón de arcade pinball Delta antes de caer en desgracia. Eso es solo cuestión de tiempo que el Wheeling también se arruine.
Does this look like part of a doomed commercial area? This pre-revolutionary tilework, these high ceilings, the nice rooms, well, most of the rooms. For 14 years, man. That's how long I've worked here. I've kept this place up through hail and through sleet. Fuck me, if some doom ghost...
He's done a fine job too. Though he's spoken of the place dismissively before, the hostel is actually very important to
Mira que
him.
te importa el Wheeling, eh?
Yeah, it's slowly growing on me again. It's beautiful in its own way, especially for this neighborhood. I've been trying to keep it that way, even if it is part of the damn doomed commercial area.
Ajá, así que por fin lo admites.
Yes, your police skills have delivered. I'm sure you'll get a commendation, maybe even a promotion.
¿Quién es el de este sitio?
Some real estate management company. They never come around here, just collect money from afar. Honestly, I think some money laundering might be involved.
¿Y quién nos llamó Wheeling en
Well,
Rags?
it sure as hell wasn't the real estate company.
¿Tú?
You're surprised. What? It's a great name, I know. Cafeteria managers come up with great names too.
De una
It's from a
canción
song.
sacó, mira.
Hail, Holy Queen, by the Ateniers. Hail, Holy Queen of the Sea. You're whirling in rags, you're vast and you're sad.
¿Qué de los otros locales que
What about them? One is a basement dive frequented by chain-smoking communists. I can't tell you how sick I am of Kraz Mazov and
He's hesitating, not sure if he should share this information with you.
¿Y el otro?
The other is a kebab cart. It's very successful in its way, but it's nothing like the Whirling.
Bueno, entonces te deseo buena suerte con este sitio.
Luck has got nothing to do with it. I need to think about where I'm going to place those pinballs. I have a feeling they're going to help. So, if you didn't have anything else to tell me about my establishment, can we, you know, wrap it up?
Déjalo por ahí. Adiós. Aún no tengo la canción triste. ¿Y usted, señor Mister? Ok. Casa de empeños.
You sit on the wind-worn wooden planks of the bench. Your feet ache.
Ah, mira. Puedo esperar en este banquito. Interesante. Casa de empeño. Acá está. Mister, vengo a vender.
Hello, hello. Let me know if
Busco
I
algo
can
para
help
policía,
you with
es un asunto
anything.
oficial de policía.
A tape? We have boom boxes for sale that will play it. Check the shelves.
Ok. Busco, tengo más cosas para
Sure.
vender. Tengo una
Let me
pizza
have a
madura.
look. All right. Let's see it.
Tengo unos sabatones, ¿no?
Oh, no, 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 no.
I don't need bloodthirsty mercenaries knocking on my door looking for their missing toys. Besides, this gear costs a fortune. There's no one in Martinez with that kind of money.
It feels like he would have accepted the risk if he hoped to profit from it. It's not greed, though. Deep down, he's a gambler, provided the stakes are sufficiently interesting.
¿Seguro que no querés comprar la armadura?
More than sure. What else have you got?
Una foto del estudiante de un fiambre.
Oh, no. I don't like those kinds of objects. No sale.
¿Sabes qué significan los saltantes?
Photic paths, counter-radiance networks, anti-magnetism. It's darkness. That's all I know.
Para que en serio no puedo vender
Sell
las
me
páginas
something
botas tanto.
lighter. More than sure. What else have you got?
¿Estás seguro que no quieres comprar armadura?
More than sure. What else have you got?
No tengo nada para vender.
Another time, perhaps.
¿Que dónde estaban las?
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest.
Acá, a ver.
The boomboxes on the shelf look well. One especially catches your eye. Deep gold and amber plastic with a big old handle on top. This is you. Golden orange. A sunset suite. Just make sure it works before you buy it.
Tendré este estéreo 8 de aquí. ¿Estás seguro que funciona perfectamente?
Absolutely. I've tested each one myself with recordings of speech, found sounds and music from a variety of genres. Even though I don't really like music.
Es de estéreo 8 de aquí.
Is the Harman Welsh W2, made in Vespa, designed in Seoul. Plays all reel-to-reel format, 2mm 8. Sorry man, I can't be giving out freebies. Never have, won't now.
Pues un descuento para el magnetófono portátil, un descuento policial.
A discount? I do have to keep the lights on, man.
Puto.
It's 12 real.
A man like that in a neighborhood like this, in a rickety house falling into the sea, there's fear in him. Use it to your advantage.
Es que no te dan miedo los pistoleros enmascarados, o que se te hunda el techo, las horas asesinas, los accidentes de avión, cirugías de pulseras. Me lo quedo por 4 reales.
No, not really. I expect momentous change at any moment, but it seems that you are. Fine. 4 real it is.
Success. Sort of. Whatever gets the job done, right?
Ese fue el descuento, pero aquí está el dinero del magnetófono.
And here you are. Quality sound reproduction on the go. It'll play anything, wherever. Turn any tape into a conversation of sounds and shapes.
Nice. Alta de baja, crack. Thank you. Kim va a estar orgulloso de mí. Okay, let's go back. ¿Listo? Para. Vaya, va.
A crumpled billboard reading, Samaran butter soaks in the canal. 2 ugly lines mar the bright countenance of the blonde boy depicted. Whatever it is, the boy on the billboard seems very happy about it.
Intentar reconocer lo que sucedió.
Just some tasteless advertising at the bottom of the canal. No use rubbernecking now.
No hay que nada que ver. Ok. Bueno, gente, vamos a ir a dormir. Literal, tanto in-game como en la vida real. A ver, acá no hay nada. No puedo agarrar nada acá, ¿en serio? No. Damn, bro. ¿Y este señor? No, no puedo hablar con él igual. Pero todo este desapareció. ¿Dónde se fue? ¿Dónde se habrá ido?
The window stands broken in its frame. You see some lights.
Alright.
The bed is still cold from the broken window, and not too inviting. But it's yours. You've earned it. The bed is still cold from the wind blowing in from the broken window. The mattress creaks as you close your eyes and try your hardest to fall asleep.
Here we are again, my broken bud. The waves are coming, carrying you away. But you can't go. No, you have to stay. Always half aware of yourself. You're not cooperating, brother man.
¿Por qué?
It's your disgusting body. Even through your sleep you feel a vague discomfort suffusing it. Your belly and your sides are unpleasantly tender. You wish you could curl up into a fetal ball of safety. But you cannot, because of the pain.
And there's a lot of it, ever present in your organs. It's like every one of them has their own nasty song to sing. Every cell in your body is moaning in agony, asking, what did we ever do to you?
Lo siento, soy yo, es culpa mía.
Now, you're finally thinking about something other than yourself. Let's see how far that'll get you.
Soy un artista y el daño empático es mi arte. Espera, ¿esto no, no era el expreso a la aldea de aldea la mierda? Me lo he ganado a pulso, soportar ese dolor con dignidad. Esto no era el expreso a la aldea.
Now you've gone off the rails, baby. Now you're stuck sitting here by the tracks, admiring the wreck around you. You just can't help it, looking at yourself. The sum total of your accomplishments. You're just stuck here in the half-world. Could try looking at other people, really looking. But why would you want to start doing that?
Entonces sácame de aquí, llama a otro lugar, lo haré, eliminaré a las personas, todos los gatos me gustan, los seres humanos siempre te traicionan. Wow, momento fatalista, los seres humanos siempre te traicionan.
How many promises have you kept lately, Sir Harry?
Women.
Oh, muchas.
It's the women. Look out for the women. They're oath breakers. Come now. Humans have earned your trust, and you theirs.
What do you think you're doing right now? Coming to some greater awareness? Look at all these lights, blinking in and out of existence. Thoughts! You're just pretending that you're asleep, even to yourself, while the world goes on without you.
Let it. Let it.
But it never seems to let you go, does it? Time to rise and wipe that shining sweat off as best you can. Gather your bearings.
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll.
The bed is still cold from the broken window, and not too inviting. But it's yours. You've...
Y te siente que tiene un cambio de compartido con la mía entonces. Ya son las 7 AM, 7 y media AM de in-game. Buenos días. ¿Esta gente?
You look like shit. And I don't mean that as a metaphor.
No sé, esa postre tiene un par de días complicados. La apariencia no importa, es lo que cuenta es lo que entero. No sé, esa postre.
Like undercover?
Well, as far as disguises go, this is one of the best I've seen. I mean, I could swear you're an actual bum.
Oh, come on, Jean. It looks like it's been a rough week on him.
It's not just this week. What do you want?
Okay, so this guy is cool. He stands there like a statue, an angry statue, and he does not like you. Don't even try to win him over. He won't.
Kim, ¿qué es este tío?
I'm not getting involved in this.
It's not my style, he thinks, glancing at the man in sunglasses and the woman beside him. Oh boy, they're mad at him. No wonder. He just doesn't recognize them. You know what it is. It's like the two of you know each other. Just ask him.
Dime la verdad, ¿me conoce de algún lado?
Oh, I definitely know you from somewhere.
Another life.
¿De dónde? ¿Otra vida?
Yes, from another life. A different life. Maybe the life of a police officer belonging to the ranks of
déjà vu, boludo.
To what station do you think you would belong in this alternate and totally fictional reality?
A las 99. A las 69.
He seems to be observing you through the reflective glass of his eyewear. There's no reply. Repeating it gets no reaction from the man with the sunglasses. So
That's exactly right. Down to a fraction. I don't even know what to say to that. What is your goddamn station? Okay, that's plausible. That's entirely plausible. Now we're really getting somewhere. Somewhere good.
Hablemos más de esa hipotética comisaría del distrito 41 que has mencionado.
Okay.
Entonces, ¿cuál sería nuestra relación en este universo alternativo?
Let's be crazy. Let's say you and I are partners. How's that for a thought experiment?
¿En plan con pinchas del crimen o...?
No, because in this thought experiment we're all police officers. In a police station. We don't do crimes. We're not crime bros.
Come on, stop it.
¿Tienes un crimen que resolver?
Oh no. You see, I enjoy watching other better cops solve crimes. And let me tell you, it's been quite a privilege seeing you work.
This isn't helping.
¿Quién más está en nuestra comisaría de policía?
You're not going to believe this, but police officers. Yes, sir. Solving crimes, locking up bad guys in. And get this, and not getting that drink on at 2 o'clock. Just some regular boring motherfuckers in suits and uniforms. Nothing spectacularly extravagant like you, the far-out son of Lang.
¿Quién es far-out son?
Oh, it's you eccentric genius. I mean, with your unorthodox approach to police work, it has to be you.
¿Quieren contarme algo más sobre él o ella?
Not even a little bit.
It's an urban myth about an officer who is so far undercover he can't remember who he is. As I said, just an urban myth. You're not the son of Lang.
No, ¿por qué no soy yo?
He's trying to protect you from further rough handling, dished out by this
No puedo
sunglass
imaginármelo.
man.
Neither can I, partner. Neither can I.
It's a mere second, but it feels like you saw something. A gram of compassion in that sadness.
Tengo que hacer una pregunta. ¿Sí?
About what? You don't look like a cop. You know what you look like?
Profeta.
Not the prophet shit again.
He didn't answer your question.
¿Me vas a responder la pregunta o no?
No,
¿Por qué no?
because it's not my job. Why don't you go and fucking do yours and solve this damn hanging?
Si no quieres responder la pregunta, esta vez quieras escucharme para preguntar.
Actually, I don't want to hear you say things.
Come on, Jean.
Okay, say things. I want to hear you say things.
Hear that? He wants you to say things. Say one. Suddenly, out of nowhere, case-related things start popping up in your head.
Vale, pues resulta que estoy llevando a cabo una investigación, un hombre que no
So, do you know who hanged him?
todavía no.
Yeah, I can see that.
¿Qué hago con todo esto?
I don't know. Why are you?
Who knows why we do the things we do? Somehow, bouncing those ideas off the man with sunglasses felt calming, like you've done it before.
Oh my god, there's more. You want something more? Okay, why not? Let's do the old thing over again. We're not wasting time. There is no time. So, do you know who hanged him? Yeah, I don't know. Oh my god, there's more. Watch out for yourself, loser.
Okay, the man with the sunglasses and his hypothetical Station 41. Weird, right? There's something missing here. Something you can't put our finger on. You know what? Just ask him. I know it sounds crazy, and you'll probably get laughed at.
Estaba
But
pensando,
still,
voy a preguntarle directísimo que me gustaría.
yes, just cross it off.
Again?
Mira, te voy a
I
preguntar y ya
can't
está. Somos de la misma
believe
comisaría.
I'm going to say no. Just to see what you'll say to that. What'd you say?
Vale.
Okay.
Jean, he said okay. Give it a rest.
Okay, I was clearly wrong. He is a firefighter, male nurse, animal control agent, something of that kind. Not a cop. Go on with your cop work. Don't let me stop you again. The woman in an RCM patrol officer's uniform, Winston.
I would really prefer not to talk to you right now.
A patrol officer is the lowest rank in the RCM, below lieutenant and sergeant.
Pero eres un agente en patrulla de MCL.
Yes, I am.
Yo también soy policía.
I know.
Here's the real deal.
Investigo un... Gracias, Kim. Investigo un homicidio. ¿Qué es la caballería?
I'm definitely not the cavalry.
¿Va todo bien? ¿Por qué no quieres hablar conmigo?
I don't know. I mean, why would I want to talk to you?
¿Te he ofendido de algún modo? Me he pasado con mucha gente.
No, you haven't wronged me. It's okay.
Something changes in her. It's pity.
Okay, fine. Let's talk. What did you want? What precinct?
Am I from? God, he doesn't know.
Fucking deranged lunatic.
Mira, tengo una mosca detrás de la oreja. Somos uno de la misma
God
comisaría.
damn it, you leave her alone. Keep your weird bullshit to yourself and be professional for once,
Yo diría que
for
hablar
fuck's sake.
Can I actually help you with something?
Yes, of course. Preposterous. I mean, you would remember if they were, right? Who forgets their squad mates? That's not possible.
¿Estás con él?
Of course I'm with him. Why do you ask?
Es un gilipollas.
You're an asshole. You know what? Maybe we're both assholes.
Please, let's not turn this into another exchange, okay?
Entonces el policía, ¿no? Al igual que yo.
I don't know what to say.
Don't say anything, Judith.
Espera, ¿tú eres policía?
Me? No. I'm just a man with sunglasses. I like wearing sunglasses inside. Sunglasses and a fucking wig.
Bueno, ¿y qué trae para aquí la policía?
I'm just looking out for...
No one. I'm just a man with sunglasses. And you are?
Una cara caballo.
You're a fucking asshole. Are we done here? I don't...
Don't say anything, Judith.
I'm just looking...
No one.
¿Una mujer policía?
Yes. A policewoman who just wants to do her job. That's all.
Something about the man with sunglasses and you, the energy between you two, is
Sí.
making her uncomfortable.
Vale, Dios. Sí. Le mao. Bueno, vamos a guardar entonces. Oh, de una, a dormir. Mañana, la semana que viene continúo. Interesante, estuvo bastante buena esa sesión. Muy buena, sinceramente. Avanzamos mucho en la investigación del asesinato. Descubrimos cositas, subimos de nivel. Mejoramos un par de boludeces para tenerlo a mejorar, ¿no? Porque tampoco es que afectó mucho con lo que ya tenía. Pero bueno, a dormir. Mañana capaz que hago un poco de Doom en la tarde o no sé. Bye.